Hi and welcome, guys. It's Brian from Captain Savage Aquatics. I know I've been away for a little while. It's been real busy. Helped my brother last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I just had a lot of things going on. Wanted to spend time with my son, so I had to put this on the back burner for. Yeah. What's up, KG, Nisi, Andikin, Island Queen? How you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a little under the weather right now. Just give me a second. I gotta grab this copy. Do this. Refresh. Disconnect that. Control-V. Connect. There we go. Sorry, guys. Just finishing setting up the stream and everything like that. So, sorry, been away. Tim's called me yesterday and asked how I was doing. I told him pretty good. Just I was exhausted and I really didn't feel good last night, so that's why I didn't stream last night. Yeah, I hear you, Island. It's good to be back. Andikin, I know you had a request. Sorry about that, guys. What's up? The Guppy Crib, Southwest Ohio. I got some buddies that from the service when I was in the Marine Corps that live in outside Toledo, Ohio, so that's cool. Island Queen says, I was getting worried about you. Yeah, that's what Tim was saying. Tim's animals or whatever. He's like, he was telling me how he appreciated, you know, that I was the one that got him into live streaming. So, yeah. So that's what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, I gave Tim, yeah. It was fine. That was fine. I was just surprised. I was like, who's calling me at this time of night? Right? Because I don't get calls that late. So I answered and he's like, oh, yeah, this is Tim, blah, blah, blah. How you? Hey, what's up, V-Stag? Andikin, thank you. Let me think. Updates. I did that surprise package that I got. Sorry, I was just reading the chat. Yeah, I gave Tim's number. V-Stag says hi. Nisi says, well, I'm glad you had some in real life time, but at least message us and say you're alive. Yeah, I'm surprised no one said anything because I joined streams and I just, you know, whether it was David's or other people's, and I would say hi, and I'm like, hey, guys, sorry I haven't been around or whatever. So what's up, Joel Gillett? KG Cichlids? KG Cichlid says, I thought you pulled the KG Tropicals and left without saying anything. The Nerdy Fish Keeper, welcome. Not much, just chilling. I gotta get back in the swing of things. If you guys can't tell, I'm pretty congested, so I was tempted not to do it tonight, but Nisi says, Brian, I'm all over the place. I barely look at chat anymore. I don't blame you. That's how I am. No, you can be in the chat, Nisi. That's fine. I'm pretty sure some people probably gave up on me. Maybe unsubbed me, but that's okay. They'll come back when they realize I'm streaming again. So that surprise gift that I got in the mail, which was greatly appreciated. You know who you are. All the Super Red Plecos are doing awesome. They've actually put on some size. I was kind of worried about it going away for 2 or 3 days with them. you know. So those guys are growing up pretty nice. I have to do some more moving of males into my male guppy tank, female guppy tank. Let's see. Sorry, everyone. Nisi is a lurker. Yep. Joel Gillett. This is my first time here, I think. No, Joel, I think you've been in here before. The Nerdy Fish says, Keeper says, I know. I was wondering what happened to you. Glad to see you back on live stream. Yeah, real life, real life stuff comes up. So not that I was trying to be neglectful to you guys. I feel bad because I got to get back into the motion of things and start streaming more, get some more content out and stuff like that. Nisi, really, Joel? Welcome. Let your hair down and put your feet up, grab a beer, right? Thanks, Silent Queen. I know you said you were going to send me a postcard a while ago. That reminds me, I got to check on my ticket that I put in because whenever I try to send Jimmy H the $10 gift card that he won, it comes for some reason YouTube's not sending it, or the Amazon's not sending it to his email address. That reminded me. So, Anakin, look at all the love you have. Yeah, I appreciate it. I was going to stream Sunday, but I fell asleep because I picked my son up Sunday and lost track of time. Took him to a movie. I was going to stream during the afternoon, but plans changed. I've been working a lot of overtime because I'm really trying to put some money away and not always be worried about finances all the time. So I figured with all the overtime I was doing, I could take him to a movie, and we went to go see Wonder Woman. He loved it. It was a really good movie too. Anakin says, "Look at all the love you have." Yeah, I appreciate it. Holland Queen says, "Just let us know you're okay next time you take a break." Yeah, I feel bad. I should have. I did stop in on some streams and said hi in this, but like, hey, I'm showing you my support. Hit the like button, did just some sharing, and then I had to take off. What I'm trying to do is normally I stream on Sundays while my son's here. I'm trying to spend more of my day with my son on Sundays, and then Monday I'll stream during the day while he's at school if I have the chance, and then I'll try and do it Monday night. But Shishimi says, didn't even know you were gone. Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is my old S5 while I'm at work had better cell reception than the S3 I'm currently using. The S5 burned out completely. So I've been using an S3 and it has a weaker antenna to get the tower. So it's hard for me to stop in and chat because it'll come in crystal clear for a second and then it'll do the buffering on my cell phone while I'm at work when I have a break here and there and I can't chat or anything. So Queen says, Shishimi missed you the most. Yep, lava. He knows. Yep, real men don't show their feelings. Yeah. Someone was telling me in the chat through Facebook or whatever, that ongoing chat. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stream tonight to like make Michael Jordan or something played while he was sick. So I'm like, I guess I got to come on and stream tonight. What's up, Matt? How are you doing, buddy? I got to actually figure this XSplit out so I can do Google Hangout and have this where it only shows, this black area, the black box with all the stuff in it. Hold on, let me do something. Let me grab the links, invite some people, see if anyone wants to hop in here. I'm hoping Nick the Dick's around eventually. But anyone wants to hop in, feel free. I missed everyone. Believe me, I missed you guys too. I was going through withdrawals. Jimmy has been going through it. Yeah, I'm sure he has, because I know he told me many times that he keeps me open in the background while he's editing videos. So it's pretty cool. Woohoo. Let me share this stream a little bit. Get some more people in here. I know I've been away so long. I think my average has dropped on how many people are watching at the time. Matt asked, what fish would you put into a 75-gallon tank? 75? It all depends. You could run African cichlids in there. You could do some Oscars. You could do a big guppy tank, you know, a fancy guppy tank in like a grower tank or a breeding for profit tank. I don't know. 75 is a pretty good tank. If I had room for a 75, I'd probably actually get some angelfish or something. I don't know. I do have room. I just got to set up the shelving and all that. The KG Cichlids. Nick is somewhere way up high in the clouds. Yeah, right. Nick's a good guy, though. So is Tim. It's totally caught me off guard, which I totally appreciate. Tim calling me. Tim's animals, or pets and animals, I think it is. Does my son, the Guppy Crib ask, does his son like fish? Does he have a guppy tank yet? Actually, my son, I got him this weekend? I think 2 weekends ago, I got him a 2.5-gallon tank, and he got a male beta, a veal tail beta. Hold on, let me see. I got the container somewhere. Yeah, veal tail male beta. He calls him Bluey because he's blue. So I set up a 2.5-gallon fish tank or aquarium for him on my kitchen table. So just if anyone jumps in the stream with me, let me know you're here, because otherwise I'm gonna totally not realize you're here, because my hearing's pretty bad right now because I'm so congested. What's your day job, Brian? Ask Joel. I'm a direct support professional. I help people with disabilities, whether they have MR, Down syndrome, autism, Asperger's syndrome, any types of that stuff, where they can't lead a very normal life. So I work at a residence with 3 men, older, my age and older men, and a 25-year-old girl that I support. So what's my night job? My night job's coming here to spend time with you guys. Yeah. So that's my job. I work Tuesday through Saturday, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Captain on deck. That's right, David. What's up, brother? Shishimi, what's up? V-Stag, if I didn't say your name. Yeah, so yeah, the only problem is it doesn't pay well. You know? So that's why I have to work a lot of overtime. I got to get it while it's good, you know? And with how I've been feeling lately, I want to stream, but I just had to crash out because I'm exhausted after working. So back to what I was doing. Share this stream. Dave, hit the deck. So, Jimmy, did you move yet to that house down the street from you, or did things change? Or did you move over? I can't remember what you said. I think you said Corey wants you to move out his way. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just sharing this with some peeps. Videos. Post that there. Share this to Twitter. What's up, Jeremy, brother? How you been? KG Cichlid says swab the deck. Jimmy, tweet that shit. Let's go. Sergeant Tank's in the house. Joel says, yeah, it's a pity. Recently, there's been major change for the positive in the pay of care workers in New Zealand, which is nice. That's nice. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting that raise. How here in the States, McDonald's employees or fast food people are going to be up to $15 or dollars an hour or something eventually. Well, we're getting a 6.5% increase this January, so that'll be cool. What's Sergeant Tank? Retract it. Let's see. Shishimi, are you going to be able to keep the gobies? When are you going to be able to do? TNF? What's good, bro? Oh, okay. What's up, Sergeant? Yeah, what's up, Jeremy? It's nice to see you, buddy. I saw you stream well on the weekend for a short time, where you were packing some fish up. I was tempted to buy some fish, but I'm like, I'm not going to be around to receive them, so I'll buy some this coming week. Because I get paid 3 times this month, which is awesome. Jeremy, I want to get some plecos from you, buddy. Chocolate ones. Maybe some more, some cherry shrimp. Let me think. What else is going on with my place? I got those, for anyone joining, someone nice that's actually currently in the chat sent me a nice, cool present of 6 super red plecos, which is really cool. They're small, but they have to grow up. They've already put some size on. So that was awesome. They're doing great. Unfortunately, I lost one of my blue Johanny. What the hell is it? African Cichlid. This, I guess they were 2 males of that same type, and the other one didn't like it, which was bigger, more dominant. Ended up ripping its tail off. I tried to nurse it back to health in another, like in the same tank, but in the plastic thing, and it didn't make it, unfortunately. Sergeant Tank says, I have plecos and shrimp. At DLR, I don't know what I want to do with my 75-gallon tank. It has to be peaceful because I want to keep my gobies. David says tomorrow's buy a dozen feeder, get a dozen free. My boy's gonna chow down. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for hitting that like button, everyone. I appreciate that. Let me share this to Facebook. So what's up? What's been going on with you guys? I know Jeremy's been doing a lot of streaming lately. Same with Tim. Animals and Pets, I think, is what it's called. Just curious. Believe me, I've been lurking on some of the things, even though I haven't been streaming. I do lurk it sometimes at night when I didn't stream this to see what was going on, see what I've been missing. Mod wall broken. Matt says, David, do you know anything about needle nose gar? Man, you should talk to. KG6, because I feel so damn lazy right now. I need to slap myself to get up and do water changes. Yeah, that's where I've been neglecting is water changes. I've just topped tanks off lately. So, and unfortunately, I broke my TDS monitor because I thought the battery was dying, so I popped the top off, and I'm pretty sure this thing came from China, and since that point, I can't get the damn thing to work. So, David asked, Brian, have you seen Thor of the Gar yet? No, I've been meaning to watch your videos just to see him. Matt says, I want to get one. How big do they get? I'm not sure. I got to really change some of these pictures. Oh, we're up to 17, 16 now. Sweet, guys. I appreciate that. Quick update. I'll do close-up review updates of my 10 gallons. The 3P puffers are doing awesome. They put a lot of size on. I'm noticing a lot of my females that have nipped tails, so I've been trying to throw extra food in there for them. I've just been unloading tons of snails from my tanks lately in there. Let's see. David says he's a beauty. My guards get 2 to 3 feet. KG Cichlid says, I used to have 5 Asian needle nose gar. Excuse me. Let's just say you'll need to feed live, but I heard they can be trained to eat pellets. Aman's Aquariums, welcome, brother. Long time no see. Captain Savage, feels good to be back at one of your streams. Yeah. Sorry if I'm more monotone, guys. Just, I'm really congested right now, if you can't tell. David says, Matt, around 3 feet. Damn, 3 feet gar would be cool. Yeah. I'm on deck. My dad's car is 2.5 feet. Oh, dad's gar is 2.5 feet. What's a minimum tank size for a 3 foot long gar? 2 to 3 feet, 300 gallons probably, 3 foot wide. I'd probably just get a 3 foot stock tank, or get a tank that's at least 3 feet wide and 8 feet long, probably 3 feet tall. That's a big ass tank though. Don't mind me. David says, Matt, he's a Florida spotted gar. Cool. Did you get him from the wild, David? Needle nose gar are smaller. Oh, okay. I wouldn't mind setting up a native tank. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, look at that. We're up to 18. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. I appreciate that. I know I've been away for a while. Just been busy with work, being sick, taking my son out to do things, you know, spending some real quality time with my son. So, I mean, I only get him 2 days a week or 2.5 days or roughly 3 days a week. So I try to do as much as I can with him. Dave Betancourts Aquarium says 8 foot long, 3 foot wide minimum for adult size, unless it's by itself. A 125 would be okay. They don't get too big, but a 90 is a good start, in my opinion. I didn't have a whole lot of experience with needle nose. That's the gar I like. I'm on spell checking. A check gets me, man. But poop does a small gar. If you have more than one, make it 3 or more. They'll attack each other. Sounds like African cichlids. The more, the better. All right, let me post the link up into the chat of to join the hangout if anyone's interested. Oh, we're up to 20. Sweet. Look at that. Hey, Mark's Arcs Aquarium. Welcome, brother. Mark says, hi, Brian. Hi, everyone. Nisi says, Brian, never apologize for a father and son time, dear. Yeah, I shouldn't apologize. Bad habit I learned from my soon-to-be ex-wife, so she apologizes everything. Island Queens Aquarium says, hey, Brian, we have a new viewer on the stream. I invited my friend channel. She is lurking because she is shy. Laugh out loud. That's okay. She can feel free to chat in here. Aman says, laugh out loud. Hello, Island, and the Island's friend. This game is a goodie. Which game is that? Whew. Channel XOXO. Oh, Chanel. Island Queen. Cavs and Warriors. Yeah, I don't watch much sports these days. Oh, man. Cool. So let's see what to talk about. That's how, I'm trying to think. I'll put up a video probably tomorrow of my son's tank, that 2.5 gallon I got. I gotta add some sand or some rocks to it. I got plants in it. Definitely this coming payday next Friday, not this Friday, but the following Friday. I've already spec'd everything out. I'm gonna go pick up wood to build a rack for my 10 gallons. Then I gotta drain those down a little bit so I can carry them and set that up. So that'll be a cool little project for me and my son on Sunday. Aman's Aquariums. James is hooping, but he's such a flopper. It's funny, laugh out loud. Yeah. Oh. I don't know if I did it on the live stream, but I moved my other longfin pleco into this 55 gallon. So there's 2 longfin or high fin plecos in here, plus the 3 rubber lip plecos are still in here. The shrimp are breeding like crazy in the 10 gallon over here. I counted over 25 or 30 of them in that tank. Just trying to think. That 10 gallon over there that's up against the wall, which used to be my female beta tank, is a guppy grow out tank at this point. There's a lot of fry in there. These, I can't think right now because my head's so congested. I can't remember. The Oscars in this tank are about this big now. They're like at least 4 or 5 inches long. I'm going to pull them out and see if they're big enough where I don't think that big female Oscar will try and eat them. I'll put them out of the 18 gallon here. Then I got this little small bow front right now that's with plants in there. What are like probably 4 or 5 red cherry shrimp in there that got transferred with the plants. There's a ton of snails in there. Mark's Arcs Aquarium. Hold on. KG Cichlids, they should have that one fish that shoots goals on the team. Mark's Arcs Aquarium says, Hi Island, thanks for the postcard. I really need to go to the beach. Hello, Brian. It's been a while. Aman's Aquarium says, Brian, it's been a while. What's been new in the fish room? I got those 6 super red plecos from a special viewer that's in the channel right now. Unless he disappeared already, he or she disappeared already. A lot of new shrimp and baby shrimp are in the tank. A lot of new fancy guppies, fry and stuff like that. Got my son a blue veil-tailed male. He calls him Bluey. Set him up a 2.5 gallon tank that's out in the kitchen table, on the kitchen table. Oh, I have, let's see, how many tanks do I have now? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 tanks set up right now. Yeah. David says, I need to set up a tank for cribs. Yeah, I think this bow front's going to become a grow out tank for my plants and my Java moss and stuff like that. I think I might make that like a shrimp only tank. I know it's a big tank to put the shrimp in it, but I think it'll be cool. I got a cool piece of driftwood that I got the other day that I'm waiting this to dry out and stuff like that. Like quarantine it for a week or two outside. And I'm going to put it in this 22 bow front, or 23. It's a weird size bow front. And yeah, I got to get some substrate in there. I'm going to make that a nice planted tank. My pea puffers are doing great. 3 of them are going crazy. They like to chase each other around. I've been tempted to move the pea puffers to this 22 bow front just to give them their own space. That way the fins stop getting nipped on my female guppies. Let's see. Mark's Arcs Aquarium says, David, some buddies were going fishing, but I stayed home and cut grass. David says, Mark, grass ain't going to cut itself yet. Yep. Wow, super red plecos. Yeah. David, hashtag I concur. Aman's Aquarium says, it's been raining 3 weeks here. I need to cut mine, but it won't stop raining. Yeah, that's how it's been up here. Jamie McDonald, welcome. He says, hey, folks. Welcome to the channel. KG Cichlid, laugh out loud. Hey, David, guess what? I'm on. It's a mud mess, huh? David says, KG's, what's up? Didn't realize I wasn't sub to you. Now I am. Mark's Arcs Aquarium says, I'm on. Some of my grass is over 2 feet tall. Yeah, that's what I did that at work today. I got on the ride-on lawnmower and cut the grass at work. I was like a foot tall, and I was tired of getting my feet wet, my sneakers wet, taking my dog out front to use the bathroom at work. So, oh. But it was nice. Today was the first day where it was like 72 in like a couple weeks. So, Amon's Aquarium says, nah, it's not mud mess. Mark, it ain't gonna. It ain't gotten that tall yet, but I want to get it out before it becomes one. I gotcha. Huh. So we got 20 watching. Thank you. Surprise for, not streaming for a while. I appreciate the love, everyone. Let me add this to some favorites. Add to updates. And no, I've been saying for weeks that I'm going to actually set up the rack system. I'm actually going to do it this coming payday. So I think in like 11 days or something like that. Okay, I'm going off. All right, David. Automatic. All love, Brian. Yep. Take it easy, brother. KG Cichlid says, Corey had a great podcast today. If you haven't listened to it, it's already a good one. That's good. I'll have to listen to that later. Jim, you see that, right? Amon's Aquariums, I'm glad to be back on one of my favorite streams. Thank you. I appreciate that, Aman. Damon, on Queens, I miss Brian's live stream so much. Yeah. This is whiskey, shimmy whiskey. Yeah, Brian, I check you out whenever I can. A beer and a stream is a good thing. Chanel, if you're still here, do you keep fish? Nisi, that's okay. Your phone can die. On that note, I need another beer. This is the beer I didn't finish last stream, so it's kind of flat, but I figured why waste it? And my last stream was like 2 weeks ago, so let's see. Let me throw a link in the chat real quick if anyone wants to join in. Shimmy Whiskey asked Brian, what's your favorite flavor of Pringles? Oh, Jesus. That's a hard one. I'd probably say sour cream and onion. I don't know. I haven't eaten Pringles in so long. Apple 2-week bear. Yeah, I didn't drink it. I figured I was gonna save it for the stream because I was planning on streaming once I came back or whatever. KG says you can do a good impression of Bane with an empty Pringles can. That's a good choice. David asks, Anakin, how are you, my friend? Sour cream and onion. I like cheddar with sour cream and onion chips. The Ruffles brand. I think it's cheddar and sour cream and cheddar or whatever. And Amon's Aquarium says, hello, Anakin. Matt says, I like Skittles. I was eating Skittles at work. They were actually from my son's movie this past weekend on Sunday when I picked them up and took them. So I finished off the Skittles from the movie. Yeah, now I got to watch Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, I watched that last Saturday at work. All right, guys, I need another beer. Give me a second. Excuse me.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's up, Jeremy? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm going through live stream withdrawals. It's been a while.
Yeah, right. You live stream. You've had a lot of live streams lately.
Yeah, I'm going to cut it back. I'm going to do Tuesdays and Fridays, tentative right now. Tuesday is going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. And then Fridays, looking at maybe doing an 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at night. They kind of just switch it up to try to just see how it goes, you know, because I know different people all around the world, obviously, on different time zones and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I'm going to start streaming during the day when I have the chance. I want to get back to streaming almost every day if I can.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, it's good to see you again. I hope that you've had some good time with your boy and.
Oh yeah, definitely. Helped out my brother. He sent me home with some nice cash. I got a nice TV from him. Not a smart TV, but
nice.
That's okay. You know?
For sure.
I always like helping out my brother because he helps me out huge a lot of the time. So.
Are you older, younger?
He's older than me. I have three brothers,
Gotcha.
2 older brothers and a younger sister.
Okay.
So.
Very, very nice.
Yep. You know, I take things in stride. Long story short, if my brother ever moves again, I owe him like the next 3 moves on me.
That's funny.
Well, my brother helped me fix my truck a lot too. No questions asked. You know?
Okay.
You know?
He deals a lot with mechanics and stuff.
Later. What's that?
He deals kind of more with mechanics and stuff, I take it?
Oh, no. He helped me financially wise.
Oh, gotcha. I see.
My brother works in the financial industry. He's in corporate, like he's a compliance officer for a big bank that does like, you know, like stock market trades, and he has like 500 people under him or something like that.
Yep.
Or, you know, between, I think, 25 different branches or something like that he has to watch to make sure no bad money coming in, you know, from drug cartels or anything like that. So.
Okay.
So Matt's out of here. Take it easy, Matt.
So you got some cool projects, and it sounds like maybe coming up here in the.
Yeah.
next few weeks.
Since I get paid 3 times this month, you know, this the way because I get paid every other week. So I'm going to. I've already priced everything out. Unfortunately, I only have Lowe's near me, unless I go into Burlington, Vermont, and then I can go to Home Depot. So I've already priced out what it's going to cost me to build the racks. But out of the next paycheck, I have to buy me a brand new, like, DeWalt drill or something, you know. Or
what are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing again with your racks? Just curious.
I'm gonna build a rack, 3-tier rack for my 10s. Probably over in this corner or this corner where my lazy boy is. Probably over here. And I'm gonna make it so I can put 12. I think the way I figured it was gonna be able to hold 12 10-gallon tanks.
I'm not sure of pricing it out. Did you see the rack that I found this one actually at a Meyer, but this one will hold 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. Yeah, exactly 12 10-gallon tanks. And that one was right around $60-70 for a metal rack.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure price-wise.
How much? You said $60 or $70. Most of the metal racks that'll hold like 1,000 pounds per shelf that I've seen, or even 800 pounds per shelf. Because I figured I'll put 4 tanks on each shelf, putting them sideways.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing with your rack?
You can use here. Let me flip the screen so I can show you. This I would not recommend long term, but you're talented enough. I know that you could improvise. I could restructure this particular setup. Let me go back here so I can see me. Okay. This one right now is just holding the 310s, a 20 long, and then a 29.
Oh, so
but you can
plastic.
see exactly. And these supposed to hold 700 pounds a piece, but you'll see right here, this is not safe. Obviously, over time, I wouldn't. I mean, ultimately, I'm more concerned about the sides because obviously weight distribution. I'm not as concerned about the middle.
Oh, it's bowling.
But if you start looking, oh yeah, exactly. This is not a long-term thing. This is a temporary thing, and I'm going to end up moving it here because we have 3 storage units, and like most people are aware, they've been following long enough. We're trying to move eventually, and then this I customized a long time ago when we first moved in. I just threw it together in a couple hours, and that was just holding basically 18-gallon totes.
Yeah.
So I can essentially use this, and then what we're going to do is take everything. It's dark, but you can't see. So way over there, that's kind of like my office area, and that's usually where I stream. And then those would be the 290s.
Okay.
And the other tanks right there. So essentially what I want to do is start moving everything in, and then I have these stock tanks. These are 100 gallons a piece.
Oh, 100 gallons? I was going to say they're big boys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I was going to go bigger, but what I want to do is essentially I'm going to end up getting 3 more or 4 more of those. Can everything that's in my display tanks and eventually move everything in stock tanks, start breaking all those down, get them to storage, so eventually we can start getting our house on the market. And then basically I'm going to redo, when I say me, I'm going to have to show somebody because physically I can't doing that stuff anymore, but I'm going to show somebody how to do the laundry room, basically turn it into a nice area, and then we won't really probably do anything in here. This would just be storage, and then back here, this is just a workshop. It's in disarray right now, but so yeah, and then these are just the kiddie ponds that everybody gets a kick out of. These are just your kiddie pools.
Yep. Well, they're
and then
cheap.
I have the $10, yeah, at Menards, and of course I have little turtley friends in here. So cool. That's one of the ones that we rehomed that somebody couldn't.
I think I lost you, Jeremy.
Care for
a second.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. No, this is all just temporary. Once we move these guys, they're going to get like a big, huge stock tank. So then right now we just have guppies. Am I breaking up again?
No. What, a 300-gallon stock tank for your turtle?
Oh, at least. No, I'll end up going with a 500. Trying to think, that big blue one that's at Tractor Supply.
That's like a 600-gallon, I think. I know what.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, yeah. Because the way I look at it, I mean, there's always controversy. Well, why would you want to do stock tanks? You can really see if it's disease. Well, is that really any different than a big tank that has glass? I mean, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, essentially, what do you have to worry about? You know, it's not going to be outside in the elements where certain parasites and stuff could potentially be introduced, like at a fish farm or something like that. So I'm not going to have to really necessarily worry about having to bring them in, quarantine, deworm them.
Yeah.
You know, but essentially, my whole idea for a fish barn is going to be on a massive scale. So essentially, I'm going to be doing on a low scale what a fish farm would be doing is I want to run a lot of large stock tanks so I can start producing in mass quantities. Especially with Plecos have always been, I've sold specifically for about 12 years, and I've sold thousands of those. Same thing with shrimp. Neocaridina shrimp, I can't even tell you, I've been doing it 10, 12 years, and they've always been in demand. I couldn't even keep up with demand when I was selling local.
Yeah.
Because I was basically the go-to person for my LFSs with those specific strains, because when they were ordering them in, especially the Ancistrus, they were getting them in, they weren't healthy, they were dying. But I don't really deal too much locally because they started, when I seen what they were retailing the Ancestors for, I just thought it was ridiculous. So I said enough is enough. I'll still support them, but I'm just not going to sell to them. So when they're turning around and selling at 10 times, I have to draw a line somewhere.
Oh yeah, no. So, and
they're a major undercutting.
Well, what'd they give you? A couple bucks a piece for them or something like that?
Yeah, basically. Well, no, I hooked them up. I was only charging them. You're talking almost 1.5 2 inch in size. I was charging them only $1 a piece, and I would be throwing in like 10 extra every time. So just in case there's any die-offs, but they've never had. But because I would always call them, of course, every week or two and just make sure. And if there was any die-offs, I would make sure I made it right. But that's why I always threw extra in at the beginning. So, and they couldn't keep up with it because they didn't have the space. So over time, of course, the winter time, of course, as we all know, is like the busiest. And then during summer, even going into falls, is usually not as busy. And I would only sell to them, you know, if they were buying, let's say 60 or 100 at a time. It's not worth my while because it's kind of a commute for me.
Yeah.
So it's not a return on investment. And I told them, you know, if they still want to buy, then I'll just simply ship it to them. I don't even care if it's 20 minutes away one way. To me, it'll be cheaper for me in the end to ship than my time and gas of going there. So, but I haven't really talked with that LFS lately. I've just kind of focused now, now that we have the website, invest in it, I'd rather just, you know, sell on there. Only makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of guppies in here. So yes, we did join the wonderful world of guppies. And then in here, I just have a bunch of the Cephalon crays. I got a couple of the Clarkie crayfish in here.
Yeah.
The two that I did the wonderful earrings with. And then these are a bunch of the things I obtained when we were at Jimmy's. So I'm going to be breeding these guys. I got a ghost knife in here that I picked up at Something Fishing Incorporated in Cleveland. Much of this stuff I already sent out to like Victor V Stag. Got a couple of the Blue Gularis, which I'll be breeding these guys. Can't really see them. Sorry. But they're up there. These are, so a sneak peek, anybody watching, because this is going to be coming up on the video. This is actually the Microgeophagus Germ Blue Rams that they have already spawned. So I got those guys in there right now, artificially hatching those. I can already see, I got my wonderful little magnifying glass. They're already starting to show. You can see some of them are fungused over. I'm going to go ahead and leave them since they're not close enough. There's one thing I found, especially years back. I used to breed a lot of the Microgeophagus. And one of the issues, they're not hard to get them to spawn. It's just people are having issues with rearing, you know, growing out the fry. Once they hatch, I'm not concerned about the fry. The thing I have is I have 5 different cultures going of microworms. and I do sell these as well, but these are big. Probably you really can't see, but they're huge batches. And I always keep at least 5 big ones going. So I currently do feed a lot of the guppy fry, and I'll also feed microworms to the adult and geophagus or microgeophagus, because I noticed when I used to do that back in the day, it would actually trigger spawning.
Yeah.
So I like doing that. And like there, of course, we got that from Jimmy. So of course the Severum. Everybody knows I love Severums. But yeah, so I'm excited to get these guys, get those guys spawning. So sent some over to King Lee. Unfortunately, one of them didn't make it, but you know, yeah, one of the discus didn't make it. And I hooked him up. What was that?
You're talking to some of the Severums didn't make it. One of the Severums.
No. Just one of the discus, but the discus was just kind of finicky, anyways. Could have been a genetic line deficiency.
Yeah,
is what I'm thinking. It wasn't really eating very good, and I tried picking out the 4. So, but hopefully between the 3 that are left there, that he doesn't have any issues. And so pretty much other than that, I sent out a bunch of stuff, and I sent some Lucipennis to Lucas, which were from Jimmy. I haven't heard any. I know Priscila tomorrow is supposed to be getting her CPEs.
nice.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have any other issues. I guess I'll put that on my once fail. That's been my only time ever in all the years I've been shipping that I've lost anything, but it happens. So I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Of course I feel bad, but I told him I would send him out another one, but he said don't worry about it. So hopefully between the 3, he'll be able to pair them off. It would be cool once they grow up enough where he can identify the sexes to go ahead and if he had a trio, that would be like completely just awesome. But we'll see.
2 females and a male.
Exactly.
That would be awesome.
I'm hoping. I tried my best to pick, based on my understanding of sexing and so forth. I've personally have never bred discus, but I mean it's not really too difficult to tell the difference between male and female for the most part. But I mean, what I would really like to breed in captivity someday is to learn how to breed the ghost knife. I don't know anybody that has bred the ghost knives, so that would be really cool.
No, I haven't heard anyone that bred the ghost knives either.
If I could figure out a way to talk to somebody who has personally bred them, that would be awesome, because I would love to be able to do that. That would be a nice little chunk of change right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the other things I might do is I got to talk to my landlord, but I'm thinking of setting up some kiddie pools outside when it warms up. Definitely where it doesn't drop below the low 60s at night. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And put some fancy guppies outside, get some outside,
That's what I'm going to do with these guys. I'm going to end up moving them out. So another teaser, I guess, for anybody listening. But yeah, we're going to end up breeding a bunch of guppies outside. And I am part of
holding up a spawning mop or something. Sorry, the bobber's in there.
Oh yeah, that's funny you bring that up. This is something I'm not going to mention names, but sorry there, buddy, you didn't come up with this. So yeah, I mean, I've always done DIY stuff. What this is, we sell those on our website too. Instead of using like a cork, I just use a bobber.
Yeah.
So I'm a good old redneck.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with DIY stuff.
That's what I grew up around, man. I mean, my father being a certified machine fabricator for 50 years, I mean, I'd seen him build just about anything. So, and taking every tech class you can imagine. I mean, that's all we did for easy A's when I was in school. I just took every class that there was.
Yeah, I went to a high school where it was hold on a sec. Damn cold. I went to a high school where I learned a technical trade. It had 50 shops or 60 shops at the time, between machine shop, automotive, carpentry, electrical, all those shops. So, electronics, everything. I ended up going landscaping route, landscape management. But, I like welding too. I like automotive. So we got to pick like our top like 3 or 4 or 5 places, and then spend a week in each of them or 2 weeks, and then go from there. And I ended up picking that shop.
Oh, okay.
But I've always been big into DIY. The cheaper it is, the better it is for me.
Yeah, it's fun to do too.
Now, go ahead.
Here's carbon really. So another sneak peek. I'm part of the competition that Robin is going on. So these guys are doing phenomenally well. I just got them in the mail today, so I'm excited to get those guys rocking and rolling.
What contest?
He's doing a shrimp contest. It should be still fine. He just.
I'm losing you.
Just say, hey, let me flip the camera around. So, I'm in the other part of the fish room where I don't get good signal. Okay. You should be able to hear me a little bit better now.
Yeah, you're coming through good now.
Yeah, I'm right by my Wi-Fi extender now, so hopefully it should come through okay. But no, if you get a hold of Rob at Flip Aquatics, just say, hey, I'm interested in doing your shrimp competition. It's basically what they're doing, long story short, is all of their imported shrimp. The rule is you have to purchase, obviously, from them. It has to be the imported shrimp. And what they're doing is they're going to end up doing like a giveaway based on overall production. And they're going to have 2 different classes, one for your Neocaridina and one for your Caridina. So essentially you could enter twice if you wanted to do 2 separate, if that makes sense. If you went with some Neocaridina and Caridina, to my understanding. But you can't you can't combine the 2. It's not like, okay, if I have, and of course the question came up, well, how are we supposed to know exactly how many shrimp we have when the end of the competition done? It really is just coming down to honesty. You're going to obviously have to show photo or video, uploads every set date, or, I'm not sure exactly what, I'm going to have to go back and listen to the video myself and see, hey, this is a deadline, this is when it's actually officially starting. To my understanding, it's now started as of Sunday, I think, if I remember right. That's kind of like when it officially started. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You said, is it this coming Sunday or last Sunday?
No, this past Sunday.
Okay.
Just like, just a few days ago, Sunday. I think that's when it started, or maybe I could be wrong on that. I'm losing track of my days now because we're already at Friday?
Yeah. Today's Wednesday.
Or no, Thursday. Or yeah, Wednesday tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was this past Sunday. It was sometime this past week, in the last few days. And then I know it's still going on. So I mean, if you are interested in imported shrimp, you can obviously check out his website. Not sure what is available right now as far as imported shrimp goes, what they have left. But I'm not sure if they're setting it at 30, 40 people can enter, because obviously the amount of viewers and stuff that he has, I don't know how many people he's going to let enter the competition. Obviously, if you're interested in it, sooner than later is probably best, because I'm not sure how long he's going to leave it open for until he kind of stops to sign up for it. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I'd be interested in a competition like that. Oh, come on, Molly, get out of there. Hold on. Come on. She's a pain in the butt. Eating a lot of grass today, so guess what I get to clean up? You get over here. No. You get in the kitchen. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're all right.
What I like to do is clean up grass off my floor, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's part of a daily tradition there.
Yeah. I'm not mad at her. It's aggravating. Now I just gotta make sure I don't step in this. I was like, what the hell is that sound? And I see her throwing up. I'm like, damn it. Ugh. I'll be right with everyone in a second. Oh, man. It's okay, girl. Would you drink too much beer? Tony? It's okay. I'm not mad at you. You relaxing now, Jeremy?
Yeah, you can see this is Maya. She's so cuddly. She'll just let me lay right on her. She don't even care.
Yep.
She's a big lazy puppy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, she's only getting bigger.
Really?
Yeah, she's got to be over 100 pounds now.
Wow. Pretty big. What's up?
Yeah, she's a.
Tropic? Jason's in the house. Fish Tropic.
Hey, what's up, Jason?
Oh, man, oh, man. Just throwing the link to this hangout in the chat again.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be right back anyway. I'm going to go use the facility.
Yeah, I got to do the same. I'll be right back, everyone. Okay, I'm back. So let's see the chat. Fish Tropic is Slim Jim. How was the move? Shimmy says, just because I rock doesn't mean I'm made out of stone. Look, I'm not here to twist your niblets. Niblets. Aman's Aquariums. Plus, you was one win away from OKC. One little thing that changes and they could beat them. Okay, I'm off it because I can debate this forever. Laugh out loud. End of the month, Jason. Cool. KG Cichlid says, ooh, twist those niblets. Good. I only lost one African cichlid. I guess I had two of the same males of the blue electric blue Johannes, and the bigger one ended up beating the other one up and getting its tail pretty well nipped off. So I tried to nurse it back to health, but unfortunately didn't make it. Besides that, I got 6 super red plecos in from one special viewer that may still be in the chat. Sent them my way. They're doing great. They put on some size, actually. All came in healthy, and they sent an extra one, so I actually think it's 7 that I got instead of 6. The red cherry shrimp and the blue velvet shrimp were kind of exploding in this tank. The original 10-gallon fancy guppy tank. I got to pull out some males and females out of that tomorrow because I've yet to move all the fancy guppies out of that tank, which I'm going to do because I want to make that like a shrimp and snail only breeding haven type of a thing. I got to trim back some of the wisteria or the water sprite because it's starting to grow above the water and out the different holes in the canopy. So I got to trim that up and replant or just let it float. My Oscars in the 18-gallon tote are doing great. They're going to be 4 or 5 inches in length now. I just want to make sure they got enough body mass so this female Oscar doesn't take them out like she did the white one. And then I'm going to hopefully move those into the 125 this weekend. Not this Friday, but the following Friday, I will be building my rack system. I've already priced it out. I figure it's going to be roughly $60-$70 worth of material, wood materials and stuff like that. I've been checking the marketplace to see if I can't find a used wall with a battery. So, yeah. Oh, you were asking Jeremy how the fit. Oh, never mind. You asked both of us. 2 each is on. I'm built a little different. My favorite players include just talking about basketball, I guess. So overall, everything's going great. Jeremy, if you're talking, we can't hear you because your mic's still muted.
Nope, just listening to you, buddy.
Oh, okay. Fish Tropic says, what are your thoughts on conditioning fish for water changes? And what are your thoughts on shock your fish guys? I'll answer that in a second. KG Cichlid says, welcome to the Captain Hooping Aquatics, where we talk about balls and fish. Thoughts on conditioning fish for water changes? I mean, I guess so, yeah. I mean, less is more, right? Unless you're growing out fry like I am in one of the tanks, so I change water quite consistently on that tank. What's the other part? And what are your thoughts on shock your fish, guys? What do you mean by shock? This like take them from the bag you got them in or whatever, different water type and all that, different water parameters, and just throwing them straight into your tank? I don't think that's really a good idea, unless you're trying to shock some fish into breeding by dropping the temperature, adding a lot of cold water on a water change. Shishimi Whiskey, listen, Pocahontas, unless you put your ear to the ground, you'll never hear the buffalo coming. Ooh. Cricket. Oh, okay. So Fish Tropic clarified. If a fish are not conditioned to large water changes, can they become shocked? Thoughts? Yes, I would agree. If you do a massive water change and they're not used to a massive water change, I think you can shock them. It could be more detrimental to fish. What's your thoughts, Jeremy?
Yeah, I agree with you. The way I look at it is I'm more pro for a lot of my systems I run. Just depends on the species, but is either a continuous drip system versus a automated water change system, because I'm more about consistency, and I've shared that before. Is I ultimately think if you do just a consistent water change, I could actually get rid of any form of filtration. And essentially, I've tested that method and that theory, and it has worked out after I've established a good nitrification cycle. So essentially, the bio load is already in the tank, and I just dilute any excess nitrates and so forth over just fine tuning continuous drip. Obviously, I wouldn't advise that, because if something happened in your municipal water source, if the drip stopped working for whatever reason, if it changed, I just wanted to test that theory, and it does work. So I do very, very large water volume changes. And again, I do it over a slow period of time to transition to that point. So let's say I started out my 90-gallon setup fresh. In hypothetical, let's say I had just started the nitrification cycle. Let's say it took 6 weeks to finally get to a place where now I've built up enough beneficial bacteria where I don't have to worry about it recycling.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm changing, let's say, 15% water every day. I'm just throwing out a number, but I can tell you right now, I changed successfully, and nothing but health I see in my fish, and they thrive. And I'm changing 100% water probably every single day. I'm probably changing 150% water in my turtle tank every day.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on turtle tanks. I know the pain there, but at least you got the water, audible waters change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know that's not necessarily practical for everybody. So I guess to really wrap up and answer that question, I guess I would lean more towards consistency, or as you mentioned, I agree with you, less is better. So either be consistent with it or just get a set schedule and maintain it that way. And I would try to lean on doing less than more, because I think as long as you have a good bio load established, that will, that's why I'm always like, okay, add plants, definitely if you can add plants to your tank, I think that's a huge component to a good ecosystem.
Yeah.
But again, I know it's not necessarily practical with everybody's tank, but even with African cichlids, I mean, you can still add plants and stuff to it. I mean, there's definitely plants on the market that you can use, but I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts. I mean, that's just the way I do things, but I'm not saying that that's the right way necessarily.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about once I set this rack up, and if I start filling it up, because I mean, I got 6 10-gallon tanks right now. So if I'm building that 12 rack, 12 10-gallon tanks, you know what I mean, rack, that means I have room for 4 more, right? And that's including a quarantine tank for my smaller fish. I'm thinking about setting up a drip system and just getting one of those RODY, where it's got the 3-stage filtering. That Greg Jones did, because he has city water. I don't know if you know who Greg Jones is. Ever watched his stuff where he has a 300-gallon turtle tank, a big fish room down in his basement and all that up at his house.
Yeah, I've been following him pretty much since day one.
Yeah, same here. So I'm thinking about putting one of those under there and then running like the drip irrigation, to my tanks. Yeah. And then, but the problem is now I have to have a central sump and a lot of piping everywhere to do it properly, But
what I use is just the Harbor Freight ones. I got, how many sumps do I got going? And I just use a trash bin and a tote under one of my other setups with a garden hose, like a 50-foot garden hose, is just pumped up through my ceiling tile. That's the way I do it.
Oh, so you put a hose right through your ceiling tile and then it goes to your drip?
Yeah, because the lift, I mean, it's not a cheap one. It's like one of the more expensive ones there. But yeah, I don't remember gallons per hour or whatever, but it definitely does the job. It probably is changing. But like I said, I mean, on those 90s and then the 60, I'm probably changing at least 50, 75% water on each of those every day. So, I mean, it definitely is going off. Probably goes off. I mean, I'm so used to it now that I don't even pay attention to it. So I can't tell you how many times it goes off. But the only thing I had to change that I would recommend is if you go with a Harbor Freight one, go with the, I want to say it's the Bulldog. It's the, come on, the float switch is I would recommend changing because those went out on me after about 3 months. So the last thing you want to see is obviously one of those malfunction on you.
Yeah, no.
But there's,
you know, what kind of funny is my brother was, when I was helping him, he had a big dumpster show up, so he's getting rid of all his furniture because he's trying to get his house ready so he can rent it out because he's always in Philly working. So instead of coming home for the weekend and doing things around, the house, he gave me 2 sump pumps, right, that he bought, which are both like rated for 16 or either one's rated for 1,650 gallons an hour and the other one's like 2,600 gallons per hour because he used to have a lot of water coming in his basement before he put rain guards on the window wells, right? So he gave those to me, so I got those 2 pumps. So most of those sump pumps can pump up 12, 14 feet, no problem.
oh, easily, yeah.
So, so how big is are you using a tote or are you just running it? Do you have well water or what?
Nope. The water source is coming in is through my municipal water source, and then, as far as the one on my 60, and then the 290s are all on the auto drip, and then that's just going into basically at Meyer I found a tall trash can that worked in the spot that I needed to kind of hide it between the 290s. So that's what I found there. I think I spent probably $15-20 on it. And then I don't remember how many gallons it holds, but it does a job. And then I use like a garden hose, just ran it nice and neat up through, so it kind of is hidden up through the ceiling tiles and back down into my main floor drain in our utility room, where I have like most of my breeding setups at. And that's just kind of what I did for that one. And then for my other drip that I have for my 40 breeder, my 55, I'm trying to think if I have any other ones currently on that. So I don't think so. And then I have just an 18-gallon tote below that, just a custom stand that I threw together that I have the 55 on. Underneath the 55 is just hidden under there. And then that's where I have the pump. Same deal, garden hose pumped up over into the main floor drain.
Okay, so let's see. I'm just reading the questions. Fish Tropic says, my next question is, if fry are so small and take up less nutrients out of the water, why would you do water changes every day? Why would you make this, or why would this make sense? Thoughts, guys? Well, the fry are gonna, I think, will grow out better if you're doing, small minor water changes, because you don't want the TDS or total dissolved solids to build up too much in there, because it could inhibit the fry growth, right? So I've always done like a 10 or 20% water change every day or every other day or something like that, just for the fry tank. That way they keep growing, right? It only helps. Plus, I got a lot of plants in it, so the plants will get more nutrients too from the tap water too. That way.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, I'm just thinking what I might do, because I may put 100-gallon. My problem is if I was to set up like a main drain, you know what I mean, where all the wastewater would drain off. If I was to plumb in most of my tanks, you know what I mean, with DIY overflows instead of drilling my tanks, and then run into pipes, I'd have to have at least 100-gallon waste thing. You know what I mean, where I could send the water right out the window that's right here next to it, right out into the grass lawn. So I'd have to have that. I don't know. I'd have to figure it out. I don't think I have enough water here. I mean, the only one I'd be interested on doing a drip on are my two big tanks, the 55 and the 125. The rest, it's nice to be able to just go there manually and do the water changes myself.
Yeah,
You know?
I would say keep it to your display tanks, because I do manuals on pretty much all my breeding setups, because I want to be able to monitor. I don't want to get lazy with my, especially my fry and my grow out tanks, because those I'm going to be obviously a little bit more delicate with than my larger ones that I can know they're going to be able to handle if there was any inconsistencies potentially. I mean, that's just common sense. I mean, obviously a larger South Central American cichlid that's pushing like 11 inches. I mean, if that thing's sick, it's going to stand out. You're going to know, versus a tiny little baby fry.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just my thing. So like all of my shrimp tanks.
Sorry, do you?
All my.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go finish your point. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
All of my shrimp tanks, I would always recommend. I can't even tell you the last time I even did a water change. Just top off on those, let the plants do their thing. I think less is better with shrimp. And I'm not saying that's the right way. That's just what works for me. And then, in citrus flacos, if you want to grow them out fast, large, consistent water changes. You'll grow them out in no time. Yep. I can get mine reproduced. I can get mine reproduced in about 8-9 months. So I can go from wiggler size to basically like 1.5 inches in about 8 to 9 months, just by really large volume, consistent water changes, and they can handle it.
Are you saying in girth or length?
No, as far as length and putting on the right size and stuff too.
Yeah, because these super reds that I got in the mail, they came to me and they're probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches long already, but they're really thin. So it's like, I don't think they're breeding age yet. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, they're pretty big. I can see them, but you know what I mean? They look like they're too.
It could be a genetic deficiency, because you're going to want some nice plump size on them. I mean, obviously what they're supposed to look like. So
yeah, I figure, honestly, I probably figure I got 8 or 9 months before these are really ready to breed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just let them. I mean, throw them in the tank. They'll do their thing once they're ready.
Hold on, I'm seeing what people write. Now, if I miss a question, everyone, just type it in. Fish Tropic says, I just got to wonder the harm that is done to someone who buys a fish that gets 100% water changes every day. Wow, 100%. Wow. I mean, I know you change a lot of water every day on certain tanks, but I'm sure the fish can get acclimatized to that, though. As long as the water's treated and it doesn't have chloramines or ammonia in it, you know what I mean? It'll be fine, I would say. Because you got to think, like I think Aman brought up, you got to think in nature, the water in a river is always changing. Thousands of gallons a day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hundreds of thousands of gallons a day, or millions.
If I can see that. And like I said, I tested it with very delicate fish. Stand up against anybody in that sense, and I would probably argue until I'm blue in the face. As long as I can match what's coming out of my tap and maintain consistency, I could probably get away with zero filtration.
Yeah.
Just because it's continuous. There is no, if you think about it that way, there's no chance it's counterproductive, and it really doesn't sound like it makes sense from a scientific point of view. They're conditioned to what's coming out of the tap. Yeah, maybe there isn't a nitrogen cycle that ever even started because it never even had a chance.
Yeah.
That's my point, is I wouldn't recommend doing it. I just wanted to prove to myself, is it possible? And yes, it is, because I've done it before. I did it for almost a year.
Hold on.
My setups.
I saw something that says Uncle Jeremy something.
Yeah, so sorry.
Hold on, I'm looking. I'm looking. The Fish Life said something about he won some type of code from you, and when he goes to apply it, it was saying invalid.
I'll check that right now.
Sam,
I'll check it. Yeah. Yeah, Sam, I'll check it right now, buddy. Not sure. Maybe I sent him the wrong code.
I just figure let you know that because, you know.
No, it makes it easy for me that I'm on here. I can just check it.
Yeah. Oh, at the Fish Life says, Uncle Jeremy, on your website, when I try to apply the promo code that I won in the giveaway, it says invalid. I'm typing it in the coupon place.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna check it out right now. I'm gonna log into my website and figure out what's going on.
I'll be getting with you later, Jeremy, because I'm probably gonna order some stuff from you.
So, you got me on Facebook. I'll hook you up. Just Facebook message me.
Yep.
Looks like Brackon joined. What's up, Brackon?
Hey guys, what you doing?
Hey, what's up, Brackon? Long time no see.
Yeah.
Howdy, howdy. I'll be right back.
What's up, Nick?
I will be right back. You see my cam's not working? I'll be right back.
Yeah. So what you guys been up to?
Getting in trouble.
Yep.
That's what.
Same
Always.
here.
Always busy?
Oh man, part of the 1 week when I first got back from my brother, that same week, that Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, I ended up getting a speeding ticket with the residents in the vehicle, and I usually drive below the speed limit, but my work put in a new policy. We have a justice center, for problems where, if a client hits one of us or supposedly a staff hits one of them or, causes them mental anguish or something like that, they can turn us in. I had to turn myself in for getting a speeding ticket to the Justice Center.
That's funny.
Both residents were blabbing. They're like, why are you going this way? Blah, 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 second guessing me. And it's like I was explaining it to them, and I thought I had my foot on the brake because I knew the area, and I tried to blow smoke up the cop's ass saying, oh, I really don't travel this way all that much when I usually travel that way to go pick my son up in Wilmington. So I took this road, and he was sitting right over in the corner by the docks, and I didn't see him, and he caught me doing 42 on a 25. Oh. I was not happy because when I looked at my speed, I was like, oh, it feels like I'm going a little quick, so I slowed down. And when the cop hit me, came up to me, I was doing 24, 25. So it's like, he's like, do you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, oh, I caught you doing 42 and a 25. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I looked at my speed, and I was saying I was only doing 24, 25. I must have been distracted that few seconds enough to, get the ticket.
Yeah.
Sucks. So, I had to turn myself into the Justice Center. I can't drive one of the agency vehicles right now until I have my defensive driving class on next Monday, which kind of sucks because I have my son that day, so it kind of puts everything off. So, Long story short, I haven't been able to drive at work for about 2 weeks. So, it sucks. What's up, dead boy?
I'm back, by the way. Where you been for a couple of weeks, Captain?
You went to his brother-in-law's or something.
No, my brother's. I helped my brother move 2 weekends ago, and then I was coming back and stream. I think I did stream for a short time, and then that was it. And then I kind of dropped off the radar. I said hi into different people's live streams and stuff like that, commented on some of their videos, but for the most part, I've been tied up with work and stuff like that, and not feeling too well, taking my son out, doing things with him on the weekend. So it's just been a really busy week. That's all. What's up, Born to Fish Keep? Long time no see.
Yeah, I got to pay attention to chat. When I get in streams, I always pay attention to like what you guys are doing and don't look at chat.
Yeah.
I need to get my dual screen back so I can do both.
Me?
Well, what are you running Windows 7 or Windows 10 or anything?
No, I'm just running Mac. So
You can't do the split screen, can you?
no, I can, but it's just I have to do it manually. So I just never do it. Although I did just do it. So
Fish Tropic says, I got a good one from my experiment. If top offs hardened your water, why doesn't TDS meter pick it up? Because from my results, there's no changes of my water being harder. Huh. Maybe it's just coming out of the tap harder. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I would imagine it would. I mean,
Not always. Sometimes you can find the water will come out softer than harder.
Yeah, my water is the TDS or whatever. It's always softer than the actual, you know what I mean, the hardness. But it's usually within a few.
probably that he's got a lot of plants that pull out the TDS.
Yeah.
And good filtering. I mean, Fish Tropic doesn't do anything halfway, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's how my water changes have been the last couple of weeks. Top offs and minor water changes.
Yeah, I feel you. I had to do another one on the 20 today. I was gonna do the 10 and the 55, but my clown plecos have been chewing on my wood, and one of my filters got turned off, so I basically just rescaped it. I just gave it some needed attention.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't realize I must have done something, or I'd done a big enough water change on my 55. Either that or I unplugged it. I didn't realize I unplugged the my filter, my canister filter, and I don't know how long it's been unplugged. Luckily, I got two 40-gallon sponge, 40-gallon rated sponges, sponge filters. But it's not good for African cichlid tank with no flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got the biological at least.
Yeah. But I don't know. My Venustus is getting big.
Yeah, how big are they again?
My biggest Venustus is probably, I want to say 4 or 5 inches long, but probably an inch and a quarter thick. You know.
Nice.
The tank bosses, I call them. I mean, I got my Texas cichlid in there. I have to do an update of this tank because I actually started putting some of the rocks in the 55-gallon. I got to start moving some of the other decor out. I don't know. I got so many plans. Just actually getting the mindset to do it all.
Yeah. Are those rubber lip plecos going to get their own, like, 20-gallon or something?
The rubber lips are in the 55 right now, but they have so many hiding spots with the. Before I left with my brother, I added the rocks. I mean, I put one kind of big one that you can see on my 125, but I got 3 or 4 others on the floor that are sitting there that are like 3 times the size of that one. From when I went to get the rocks, where I did that video, quick video, 4-minute video, 5-minute video, me collecting rocks from one of the lakes. So, what was your question? I'm sorry, I'm really congested right now. So, or I don't know if I answered it, Brackon.
He asked if you were going to give the rubber lips their own individual tank.
If I rescape this and I can get the 3 of them out of here without any incident, maybe I'll put them in the 23-gallon or the 22 bow front over here. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
I mean, it's not so much. I think it was Bob that said it. Don't try so much as just make them really happy. So I don't know if Rubber Lips like it, but Rapashi's really good. That's what Bob uses, and he's like one of the Pleco kings. So
Yeah, I use a lot of Hikari sinking pellets and stuff like that, and I'm always cutting up cucumbers and zucchini and all that stuff and throwing it in the tanks because even the African cichlids will eat that. But I'm probably going to eventually pull the plecos out because I got 2 high fins, pretty big high fin plecos in here that I'm going to throw in the 125. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm thinking of making that 22 bow front or 23 or whatever. It's a weird size bow front. Either a pleco tank or an all shrimp tank. You know?
yeah, I would just say do a bigger footprint. Like if you have a 20 long instead of a 20 high,
Yeah.
29. Like I know they like the footprint more than anything because they like to hide, but if you got a lot of branches and larger pieces of wood and rock,
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't be a problem with low light because they'll climb over and under stuff as long as it's cave-like.
Yeah. Well, that's how I have my 55-gallon up because I added all that rock in here, and I see the plecos more often than not hanging out under the rocks because it's like little caves for them. You know.
They've got what do you call it? Fahaka puffers over at the LFS. I totally want them, but I don't have the tank for them. Because I know once they get to a certain size, you have to have like 125-gallon or more.
Yeah. What's his name? Someone said they considered.
I was going to start my next tank as a puffer tank, strictly puffers.
Sounds great. Someone said they considered Jeremy the Pleco King. Yeah, well, when I say Pleco King, I mean they're pretty good at it. They don't do a lot, but they're good at it. I'd say Jeremy's been doing it so long, he gets the God title.
I ain't got that great experience with plecos, but I've got all right experience, so don't give me no
Jeremy's
title.
laughing.
That's all I'm going to say.
Take over here.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sitting here like trying to multitask and I'm listening to you guys. You guys are cracking me up.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
I'm just trying to.
Is that gonna be my new name, Pleco King?
Yeah. Well, you've been breeding them for a while too, so.
Not if I steal it first.
I've read thousands of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I've only ever done that.
I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I mean, trust me, I've got successful with it because I messed up a lot, and I think all of us can grow. And that's unfortunately sometimes the way that we do grow. It's not like we intentionally try to do harm upon our fish, but
yeah, exactly.
Yep, I definitely have made my fair share of mistakes in my day. So
actually, I got 2 20 longs that I have to set up still that are in my kitchen that I haven't set up yet. Actually, no, they're in my bedroom now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make one shelf out of for the 10 gallons. This 2 20 longs. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, my Pleco's surfing right now. So, just to explain,
that's talent right there.
I have a really large power head, my African cichlid tank, and there's an Anubias hastifolia, so they've got longer stems than normal, and it's basically constantly moving, and the Pleco was on the leaf, going up and down on the leaf. It was pretty cool.
I can't remember whose video I was watching, or I'm not sure if it was a live stream. I think it was a video where they showed, I don't know, like a baby Pleco cleaning off Anubias leaves, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like, it was caked with like algae or whatever, or, you know what I mean? Broke the thing. It was funny because you could see the line as it was going. It was almost like a time-lapse video of it going across the leaves. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I have one sort of like that, but it's of a rock. Yeah. I was about to ask Jeremy, what do you think about it? I don't know if you've watched my video, but I basically had a rock that got covered in algae about a year ago, and I took it out, and the algae basically dried on the rock, and then I put that rock in my fry tank, and my baby bristlenose covered the thing. And I was just wondering if you think that's good, bad, if you think that that's a lot of good nutrients, if it's basically like my own version of an algae wafer because it's not processed necessarily, but it's still old algae, I guess.
Where did you say you kept it again? Like what area? Not like around obviously chemicals or anything, right?
No, it was just like in a bucket, I think.
You'll
Or
be fine.
box.
I've done that. I've done that before. I've had no issues. I mean, you might just want to pre-rinse it, but
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, yeah, I think you should be fine.
But
It's not going to
do you-
hurt nothing, I guess, if that's what you're asking. Now, as far as anything beneficial coming from it, I mean, it's possible. I mean, I've done that before where I didn't like scrub a rock down that had exactly what you're explaining. But
Yeah.
as far as doing harm, I don't think so. I mean, you can always test it using some white distilled vinegar, just as long as obviously not bubbling up or anything, just like you would
Yeah.
test any other rock to ensure that there's no trace elements. But I think that you'll be fine.
I was just wondering because I did it again today and it's just chilling. So I basically have like a plate inside the aquarium, sort of like in a shrimp tank, how you would have like a feeding dish. So like the algae wafers and stuff don't go everywhere. And they just love it. And I was wondering if it's like super good for them because it's like an actual source of algae. The rock was like in a tank that didn't have other algae eaters, so it grew on well or something. So I'm probably going to experiment with an outside tank that gets full sun. It's going to be like a 29 half full, and then rotate rocks in and out of it so that the biofilm builds on the rocks like hardcore. And then every week, switch a rock out, put it in the pleco tank, have them scrub it down, switch them out again, like have 4 or 5 rocks, and see if that is like a really good way of naturally feeding them.
KylesWildWorld says, "Fucking finally, Captain! It's been so long." Everyone's saying it's been so long since I was here. Right? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in, guys. It was a good conversation. I do switch things out like that, like you do. Different wood and stuff like that I have. Driftwood I have. All the time. For my plecos, I'll move them from tank to tank. Because some tanks have more lighting than others.
Yeah, I just know that I followed a person years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, that had that with a Hillstream tank. They had like Hillstream loaches and algae-eating gobies like stacked on. And they would do that same thing because after a little while, the rocks would become clean because the fish would eat them. And so I'm thinking about doing that.
That's cool. Yep. So I gotta think. I might move the rubber lip plecos, or into the 22 over here, and let's make it a rubber the pleco tank. But you're right. I would rather have more room for them to, surface area for them to graze. Fish Tropic says, "I got a good question, Jeremy. How many plecos can you put in a shipping bag before it becomes toxic for them?"
I try to ship most things singly. If you can't do it, I typically use the 2 mil. Come on, it's the so 6x12 is generally what I use as far as shipping bags, and then I might bump it up to like an 8x15, and then of course I have large ones beyond that. But I mean, I've shipped them in 3. I had just a catappa leaf to it, and then some Java moss or something like that, and I find that they do okay anywhere, at juvenile size, like 3/4 to an inch. I would not push it much more than that. I would definitely use the 8x15. Obviously, 1 part water, 2/3 air, and you should be fine. I haven't had any issues with it that way. If I'm able to get by doing it singly, then I'll go ahead and do it that way. Just unfortunate DOAs, then I'll have to worry about ammonia spikes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
But I don't add methylene blue, malachite green. Not to say I won't ever do that, but for the most part, I don't think it's necessary.
David B asked, Captain, you feed live food to your big boys? If so, what do you feed? Jason or Fish Tropic just answered that for you. I'll feed them guppies. You know?
I feed them worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like worms. Or insect larvae, like mosquitoes if I can get it. I have a few mosquito larvae that I'm about to pull out for my guppies.
I've actually gone, when I go to PetSmart every other time I go there, I'll actually pick up live crickets and just throw them in the water.
Yeah, I've done that where I had excess worms, or what are they? Mealworms.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really love the mealworms, but a few of them. Yeah, a few of them will get them.
Yep. I gotta start keeping live cultures like you do, Jeremy. I need to do like a microworms. I wouldn't mind getting a bloodworm culture going too, or a blackworm too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard in our market. We haven't, our LFSs aren't even carrying the blackworms. I used to get those years back. I used to use them quite a bit, especially when I bred the collecting crayfish, because they absolutely love them.
Well, what do you think?
Kind of trigger this.
What do you think of the regular worms that if you were to this, during a rainstorm, the regular earthworms? What do you think about those? Or do you think?
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I use them all the time to feed my crayfish. They love them. Just be careful with, obviously. But yeah, I mean, as long as you know it's a clean source, clean them off good, and yeah, they'll devour them.
I clean them myself.
Yeah, because I know where I live with how much woods is around here. I can just go to some of the lakes and ponds, and you'll see them right up on the beach.
Yeah,
and just collect them right there. You know what I mean? The earthworms.
Crayfish are so hardy. I mean, I could honestly probably. I mean, they can live out of water for a long time. I mean,
well, I don't know. I was talking like feeding earthworms to like the Oscars and other fish.
Oh yeah. I used to do that here and there as a treat. I haven't done that in years, but I'm not going to say that there's anything necessarily wrong with it. I wouldn't do it on a consistent basis, but I mean,
as long as you don't do it all the time and you know where you're getting them from is good enough for your fish, and you know there's not a heavy supply of nitrites nearby.
Yeah,
you're fine.
I think that would be cool if someone did like peacock bass and they didn't want to buy like live feeder fish or spend a bunch of money on large pellets.
Yeah.
The red worm or red wiggler culture, I think it is. Mm-hmm. They're basically mini earthworms.
Basically, that's what I just fed.
The fish life's being funny asking Jeremy, I ordered 4 mystery snails. Can I get 2 males and 2 females, or is it random?
Isn't it random?
It's supposed to be random, but just for you, Sam, I'll try to hook you up, buddy. I'll do my due diligence. I mean, at that size, it's a little bit difficult, but I mean, yeah, I'll do what I can, Sam. I'm not even looking at chat. Sorry.
How do you sex them?
It's easier to show than explain. It's pretty obvious. I mean, I've shown it in other videos. If you go back, I'm trying to think. There's basically, I mean, the reproductive organism, but don't get confused with like the vent tube. There's a couple of different ones on there for the male. So, but they are pretty obvious. I mean,
okay.
It looks like a male part.
Uh-huh.
So.
I should start selling mystery snails. I have so many.
It'll have a little, never mind. I won't even repeat the side chat.
KylesWildWorld says you look for the dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Man.
That I can understand because that's how you sex sharks. Males have 2 claspers and females don't.
Hmm.
I'll just read the chat now. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading it too.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yep. You can tell it's late night.
Yeah, I had to go from PG-13 to PG, and apparently I went from PG-13 down to G. So I was getting yelled at.
Oh, really?
Oh, from the wife?
Not really. No. Just from some mentors and so forth. I mean, if I'm trying to grow the channel, if you're trying to reach a broader audience, I mean, yeah.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Honestly, that's why I keep my videos PG. You know?
That's good because there's such an expanding amount of younger hobbyists.
Hmm.
You
Yep.
don't want to shy them away or have their parents be like, "Why are you watching
can't
this
watch
guy?"
them.
Yeah, exactly. And I got kids of my own, so I don't want to, condone something like that either. But it's fun if we could do it in a way to, just a bunch of adults.
Uh-huh. Well, honestly, I've been thinking lately that my late night stream, since there's a lot of swearing and different things that come up in topics, maybe I should put it at the late streams to adults,
Yeah, I had my plants in African cichlid tank. We got off on a tangent that got a little iffy, and so I had to take it down. I was like, I want people to come in here and think they're going to get African cichlids and plants, and we ended up talking about, I think, weed and a few other things, and so.
Fish Tropic culture red wigglers. I've been tempted to just take the worms, how you use for like bobbers for fishing and stuff, the different worms.
Oh, that Mabuna just went crazy.
That's funny what Aman just said. He says, that's what David does after midnight. We start checking IDs.
Yeah, check the ID at the door. No, I'm kidding.
Uh-huh.
We've got a bouncer and everything.
You're right. Honestly, I figure if it's this late, I know people in Europe and England will be starting to come on here soon. So it's like, you know what? If they're watching the stream and they see late night, they should know better. Especially with me. Because, like, nothing's off limits.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not on camera, because I don't have a shirt on, and I think that's a little weird.
I know if I was streaming to Twitch, you can't, women can't be showing a lot of cleavage, and men can't have their shirt off.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna switch things up on the next live stream. Dang it all!
I don't know with YouTube. I have to look at their policy,
YouTube kind of does,
But it doesn't really follow it.
Yeah.
You know how awkward that would be. Nobody would even. Oh my!
I think
Lord.
stuff gets demonetized if it's too iffy, and then, but rarely does it get taken down. It has to be to a very large extreme to get banned and then taken off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either that or YouTube, it would have to be, someone would have to complain. But at the same time, you got to think if you go shirtless, what advertiser is going to want to actually show their ads? It's not really professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fish Life says, "Oh, Jimmy's late night streams can get." Yeah, fill in the blank. They're fun. Yeah.
did he go crazy? Yes, he did.
What's that? We can't. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I said, did he go crazy? Yes, he did. Damn fish.
Mm.
Yeah, what are your fish doing, Nick?
Going nuts over these worms.
Man, David, Jeremy about to show show taco meat on the next stream. Laugh out.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, Lord help me.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, Lord help me. I don't want to know either.
Fish Tropic, I'm wondering if certain foods together could bind a fish intestines and cause bloat, like freeze-dried bloodworms if you don't pre-soak them before feeding time. Thoughts, guys? I suppose, yeah.
If it's like a more herbivorous fish, definitely. I know if you feed Propheus or Mbuna too much protein, their intestines get blocked up and they bloat because they've got really long intestinal tracts, sort of like plecos. But I don't know for like normal carnivorous fish if that would be a problem.
The Fishlight says, laugh out loud. I'm watching this in the family room and my parents are sitting right there.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam's parents.
Mm.
Bye.
Hi.
Is it weird that we know his first name? I guess most of us have our first names on here, so it's not too weird, but
No.
Say hi to Mr. Bubblesworth. He's the beta.
Nice.
He's mom's fish. He
Mm.
shouldn't even be out here. I have yet to do his water change. I'm waiting.
Fish Tropic says, I notice a lot of people lose fish from bloat. Thoughts on this, guys? Yeah. Improper feeding or feeding too heavily, especially
too
for
much.
African cichlids.
yeah, I know a lot of people will get it. They don't soak pellets.
Mhm.
If I just throw pellets in, and especially too much, they'll gorge themselves, and then the pellets will soak with water because obviously they're like wheat germ based, and
Yep.
then they'll float on the inside of the fish, and they'll get really big. It's not a problem unless I overfeed a ton, but it can look a little funny if they've eaten too much.
Yeah.
The other thing I usually feed is this for these guys.
Thinking Ikari Cichlid Excel. Yeah, I have floating Excel.
Yeah.
The recommendation I would have with bloat is if I could change one thing, I would take all floating foods off the shelf. Because if you think about it, one of the things I've noticed, especially with some more sensitive like South Central American cichlids, when they come up and they gasp and they come up and they're intaking that air, that will instantly almost cause bloat right then and there. So that's why I went away a few years back with all floating foods. Tried just sinking foods, and instantly that issue went away.
Yeah. See, the problem with mine would be that the fish won't get to them fast enough. That's why I like.
I know
That's why.
it's a catch-22.
Yeah, that's why I like my floating food. I do feed some sinking food. I know Northfin sinks pretty fast. I have 2 little bags of that. But all my Hikari is floating. The 3 bags I have of that. And then obviously algae wafers and like carnivorous pellets are all sinking.
Yeah.
Sure. I know it's a tough thing there. I understand completely.
Yeah, and then flake food is either or. It depends on your water flow. If you have
Yeah.
little water flow, they're floating. And if you have a lot of water flow like me, they almost instantly get dragged into the water column.
They rarely, these guys rarely like to touch flake food. They like the sinking food more often.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Honestly, most of my food, besides the flake food that I use primarily this for the fancy guppies, is most of my stuff. I think almost all my stuff sinking. I mean, it might sit on the surface for those really smaller pellets for a second, and then it'll sink. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I pretty much all my stuff's sinking stuff. I don't know. Trying to think if anything isn't sinking besides the flakes. But the flakes where I feed them, I literally go like this with my fingers, and I purposely push the flakes down into the water.
Let's see if he's okay of being out of timeout. He's the male that's impregnating everything.
Yeah.
How long have you had him on timeout?
About 2 days.
Yeah, I think you can try now. I think that's feasible.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like my sinking veggie north fin because it's in a smaller form, at least the one that I got. And so for Africans, they most like at least a little bit of veggies in the diet. And so it sinks to the bottom, and obviously if I throw enough in, it doesn't get eaten right away. And so my fish can go around and sift sand and get some extra bits. And that also encourages them to obviously sift, and then they get some of the poop stirred up and into the filter a little bit better.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's basically what these two are, is sinking pellets. And this one, I was reading some of the ingredients. Actually, there's chili.
I think we lost Nick.
Yep, I think so too. He's still on, but not
Yeah.
video.
Lately, I've been trying something different lately. With my tanks, I've only been feeding them like twice a day, but I do more of a heavier feeding. Because I figure if the fish are hungry, they'll go, like you said, Brackon, just go sift the sand, especially my African and my big cichlid tank behind me. So the only one that gets fed like 3 or 4 times a day while I'm home or whatever is my fry tank right now.
Yeah.
The rest, I only feed like twice a day, and that's it.
They're talking about something funny in chat, how I think it's Fish Tropic and Aman both had, is it Aman or KylesWildWorld had a bunch of fish in a 40 breeder, but then Fish Tropic said he had a 400 gallon that housed 3 fish. So I think that's kind of funny. And then also Danny's Aquariums is here. How you doing, man?
What's up, Danny? How you doing? My time, it's 2 minutes to 1 in the morning, my time.
2 minutes to 10 here.
Yeah.
Are you still at school, Brackon, or are you home for the summer?
No, I'm home for the summer, which is
That's nice.
short, very, very short.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
June 7th, I have June and July, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Any fun summer plans?
Not really. Just getting into the plecos, deciding on what I'm going to keep in the 20 gallon. Probably going to be the clowns that I have and these mustard spot that I got. I bought them as L201 snowball plecos, but upon further inspection, hint, hint, inspector pleco, they're not, they're, what is the L number? I can't remember. It's like, I think it's LDA is the, I think it's LDA 33 or something. Or 31. Yeah, LDA 31, Pedunculus, albumaculatus. They're the mustard spot. They get nice lyre tails.
All right, David's getting out of here for the night. Take it easy, brother. Thank you for stopping in. Hardchi says Nick and LR Brett's the Cheech and Chong of the fish world.
My
That's
camera crashed.
Yeah, that's okay.
Cheech and Chong of the fish world. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, we're getting near my high for how many people are watching now. 25.
I got a tinkle, so I'll be back.
All right.
I'm gonna go back to lurking, Brian. I gotta get back to editing, but I appreciate it very much, man. I'm glad to see you back.
Oh yeah. All right, Jeremy. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I'll hit you up on Facebook for some of those other things.
Hey, not a problem. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take it easy.
And then there were 3.
Yep. Let's see. Aman's Aquariums. Oh, hold on. Let's see what David said. Good night. Hashtag fish family. Much love, y'all. Yep. Aman's Aquarium. Later, David. I'm not too long behind you. Work in the morning. Calling me. In the morning, calling me. Yeah. Check you out later. You later, Jeremy. Yep. All right. I have to hit the bathroom real quick. If one of you guys want to take over the stream for a second.
I'm real good at that.
Okay.
Just kidding. Not super good. I just rant.
That's fine. We're rant away. I just gotta hit the bathroom.
I don't think that there's a. Oh, I guess the topic is Q&A.
Yep.
So now it's Q&A with Brackon.
Yep.
So if anyone actually has questions for me, even though you can't see me, maybe I'll put a shirt on and sit up in bed. I'll have to turn the fish light back on, but
I'm sitting on milk crates, Bracken.
you're sitting on milk crates?
Yep.
That's funny. KG's in the house. He's been listening.
My other
Still listen-
chair is way over there, and I don't feel like sitting in it lately because it's been causing me to slump.
Oh, that sucks, KG. Brian, Bracken, and Nick, great stream. Good night, Aman.
By the way, sorry for all the people earlier that got their hopes up about me doing a stream tonight because I kind of jumped on Brian's. I jumped on another person's. So, sorry, guys. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. So, KylesWildWorld question, how many Oscars can I put in my pants? Depends on how many gallons your pants are. So if you're from Texas, you can fit 500. But here in Washington, our pants are more normal size, so probably only about 50 to 100.
Are we talking live Oscars or?
And if you're talking about the person Oscar, it's only one.
Ooh. I tore open my foot, something fierce.
Yeah, I open my hand today. I was doing rebar. I was holding onto rebar, trying to bend it back, and it flipped in my hand. And the cut part scratched my palm. I started bleeding a little bit, and I put it above my head to stop it bleeding. And my uncle goes, "You didn't cut it that bad. It's not bleeding." And I went, "Yeah, that's because I walked over here and put it above my head." The boxer. Dead boys in here. I see live. Yes, I want a live Oscar.
Ooh. Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
So Kyle, again, you got to think about filtration too. What kind of filters you got on those pants? Yeah, it was nice, KG. Thought it was a little deeper than it was, so put a Band-Aid on it. Came home, took a shower, and took the Band-Aid off. It's pretty okay. It's just a little tender. Had to disinfect it because it was working obviously in rebar, so cement rebar, and getting dirt and getting
Yeah,
dirty
not
and
very
stuff.
good. Not very
Definitely
good.
wanted to get all the gunk out of there. My summer's going just fine, dead boy. Although it's
Yeah, you
kind
get
of
some
warm for
worms,
doing
boy.
what we were doing today. It hit 82 today and 85 yesterday. And I was out in the sun, bending rebar, putting forms up for cement.
Where was this at? Is this work for you or?
This is my uncle's building a house, so
Oh, okay.
the cement guys he hired are kind of short. They're spread out between 4 or 5 jobs. They just got a very large job that about half their guys are working on. So he's like, well, as fast as you guys can get it done. And he goes, well, do you want my guy to help you out? And I obviously do whatever I get told to do because I get paid no matter what. So I don't really care.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we get to end earlier too because the guys that are there, they're kind of older. They don't want to be out all day, and they still have to go back to their shop and turn in their trucks and check equipment. And by the time they get out of there, it's past 5 o'clock. So whereas I can just go home right at 4 o'clock, they still have to go back to their shop and do other stuff, and then they get to go home.
Exactly.
I mean, by the time I get home, showered, redressed, it's pushing 7. It's pushing 6 o'clock because traffic is super bad from 4 to 6 anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So my 30-minute drive turns into an hour to an hour and a half.
Yep, I've been there, done that. Landscaping all the time, trying to make it back to my place on the South Coast when I was living in Massachusetts. I feel your pain. But doing forms and all that stuff, I've been there, done that. Pouring forms for helo pads and all kinds of stuff. Rifle ranges, you know, the walls and all that stuff. So I know what it's like to bend rebar and tie it into the next thing and all that shit. It sucks, especially on a hot day. But money's money, right?
I just had to ban flat Earth revelations.
Why?
They're spouting stuff about how the Earth is a flat surface instead of a ball. Just being silly.
It's because I'm here.
That's a cool tank, Jason. A fish tropic. Very cool. I like it.
Ooh, I see a lot of fish I like in there.
Yep.
So
KylesWildWorld says I wear 2 pairs of underwear for extra mechanical filtration. That's funny.
yeah, we're talking how many Oscars he can fit in his pants.
Are they special underwear?
Yeah, are they? What's the fabric? Are they 1,000 thread count? I guess that's sheets, but
What, 1,000 thread count?
That's it. No more.
Kyle.
No more. You're getting overfed tonight.
Kyle goes, I didn't know retarded people knew how to use computers. Talking about the flat Earth revelations.
Every other planet is round, but Earth is flat. What the fuck is wrong with people? Nah. KylesWildWorld, they are high durability polyurethane. Polyethylene, 0.5 micron. Jesus, nothing gets to those motherfuckers.
How can people believe that the Earth is flat? That's almost as archaic as some of these other
I guess they don't.
Lapdog
I guess
food.
they don't have the time to watch the YouTube stream of space to the Earth, right? From the
Yeah,
space.
right. Or like somebody believing in the Mandela effect. That just drives me mad, man. It's like you believe in a confabulation of your own reality. And bless you, by the way.
Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom now, and I'll probably hop on video too.
Okay, cool. Island Queen's Aquarium says there's some weird trolls out there. It's okay. Trolls make the chat go, you know? Anakin says flat Earther society is growing is a growing thing, but they all know they're just being trolls. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot. She closed my door, so I didn't have to hear the dryer or feel the vibration.
Yeah. Gappy, check out the 400 gallon. Yeah, let me see this. That is cool. That's awesome.
I have a question for you guys, actually. Is it weird that my ghost shrimp will eat the worms that the puffer eats?
Huh? I don't think so.
I mean, I feed them shrimp food, so I don't see why they're doing that, but I know they are scavengers, so they'll eat about damn near anything.
Well, you gotta think the puffers probably think the worms are like snails in a way, but they're already out of the shell, you know?
Yep. They've got some cute little baby Oscars like you got in that picture there over at the LFS. They've got Fahaku puffers. And I want to start a brackish tank. It's just got to wait till I get the filter. Basically, I'm going to get a marine filter for it, and it's going to be a hang-on back. Just so I can experiment with, you know, semi-salt water before I even grab a saltwater tank. But yeah, it's going to be a fun venture. And then I'll be out collecting my own snails, clams and stuff from, like, we got creeks and stuff around here. I'm sure I could find something.
Yeah.
Do it in the middle of the night. Nobody will ever know. You got to catch me, boy. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm thinking of here when it warms up, I want to go get some small largemouth bass, native fish up here. Throw them in a 5-gallon bucket or put it in, you know, buy a couple 18 or 20-gallon totes and fill it up with the current water at one of the lakes and see what fish I can catch and just throw them in there. Put the top on it, poke a couple holes in the lid, take it home, put it in the 125, move other things other places, you know. Take it easy, Mark's Aquariums. I appreciate you stopping in. I'm probably only going to go to about 115, at most 145. I'm starting to go downhill because I really don't feel all that great right now. So I don't want to push it because I need to keep working. So.
Oh no, Captain's going to bed already?
It may only be for a couple hours because I think I'm going to be a mouth breather tonight, and that's going to keep me up. So, screw it. I'll go to the bottom of this beer. When this is gone, that's when I'll cut the stream. That could be 5 minutes, or that could be 2 hours.
Yep, always depends.
Yeah.
Like this.
I'm going to replant this
Here, guys. Right?
valve here. Howdy.
What are you saying, Nick? It sounds like your mic's acting a little wonky.
I said I'm gonna replant this valve here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my hands are going in the tank again tonight.
KylesWildWorld picked up on it. What was that, Captain? You're gonna be a mouth breather tonight? Yeah, I meant to say a mouth breather. What am I breathing in your mouth?
Oxygen.
Big snot rockets.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
Last picture of the night, planted 220 high. Let's see this.
Zoom in on this.
Wow,
one.
that's a nice. Wow, that looks awesome.
I like it. Give it a few months to grow in, and that carpet in the middle would be nice.
Yep. See, I want my 125 scape like that.
Yeah, that's the one problem I see with planted tanks is my limited amount of time moving between apartments and things like that. So I won't be able to do aquascaping super a lot. So it's more like your basic setup, tank, gravel, rock, background. Not even background. I don't do backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Have a good night, Dead Boy NYC. Thank you for stopping in.
Those are little Java fern leaves. I wonder if I leave them in the gravel, will grow the Java fern.
What was that, Nick?
What about
I
Java
said
fern?
those are little Java fern leaves. I wonder if I leave them in the gravel, they'll grow a Java fern. They've got little baby sprouts already.
Yeah, you should be able to do it. Just don't bury the rhizome too much.
Yeah. Ronnie says they think they're late to the party. Yeah, just a little bit. But
That's okay.
I'm sure Tim will get on. Tim always gets on later.
Yeah, Tim called me last night. For anyone that wasn't just joining the stream late, doing a welfare check because Anderkin was wondering how I was doing because I hadn't been around for a while.
Yeah, I know he jumped on B's stream, and that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 220 does look pretty tall.
Yeah.
Fish Tropic said he needed to run highlights, I'd imagine, or
High intensity lights, maybe, to penetrate the bottom.
like halide lights. Is that what he meant?
Oh, maybe that's what he meant. What's up, Something Fishy? Ronnie, welcome to the party. I got to skate my 125. I got to get off my ass and do that. I want to get some more driftwood for it, though.
Yeah, I picked up a long 4 or 5 footer log that I want to eventually find a spot for.
Mm-hmm.
It sticks out of my freaking 29 gallon like halfway though. So I don't know. If I ever get the 130 up, which at this point in time doesn't seem like will ever happen.
You just got to wait till things slow down for you, and then, you know what I mean? Then you'll have time.
I want to reseal that little spot on it and then set it up, but it'll only be set up for such a small sort of time that it won't really matter. It'll sit in a garage or outside for years before I set it up again, probably in 4 years.
Then you know what you should do? Put it on a Facebook Marketplace for your area and sell the thing. Get some money back.
That's what I'm gonna do with that 30 gallon that I bought for $20 because the back plates aren't very good, and you know my LFS said, hey, if those aren't very strong, then you might as well sell that tank and try to make some of your money back. Right?
What was it? So what was wrong with it? The glass was chipped or something?
No, not the glass. Nothing was wrong with the glass. It's these parts here. Hold up.
What are you talking? The trim?
This is loose and popped off on both sides.
That's weird.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Basically, that's death to that tank, because that's what supports the sides from bowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good.
But the reason I'm not gonna sell it is because I got it for free. I haven't resealed it yet, and it's pretty roughed up. I wouldn't get much money out of it, and I really want to just keep it because
I'm gonna restart, guys, because they say I sound like a robot.
yeah.
I guess Tim that started streaming too.
Did it?
Yeah, Tim's Animals. It just popped up. But that's okay.
Why the hell is
The better picture. Let's see what this is.
This is the 220 tall.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That looks like my 125 behind me, how tall it is.
I think it's taller than that. It's got to be like 30, at least 30 inches tall.
What do you think my big boy behind me is?
A 125 is not 30 inches tall. A 125 is like...
Mine's short. Most 125s is 6 feet long.
Oh, really?
Mine's only a 5 foot long, but it's tall.
Really? That's interesting because most are only 22 inches.
What, the 125? Oh, yeah. My 125 is 5 feet long, 18 inches deep, and 30 plus inches tall.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
I don't like tall tanks, I guess. I'm biased on that.
Put it this way. This, with it sitting on the stand, I have to do a step ladder to this to reach the bottom of my tank if I'm scrubbing anything. You know?
So we got a question from Ronnie. They say they're looking to set up a tank for their 8-year-old girl, thinking about one of those fluvels that look good, less than 10 gallons, want to plant it and shrimp. Just not sure what kind of fish to go in it, though. So under 10 gallons, if you're a beginner, I'd say no fish. It's just easier for, as you said, it's your daughter's tank. You're probably not going to want to do a lot of maintenance on it. You probably want to teach her a little bit, so probably no fish under 10 gallons.
Put a beta in it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, something small with shrimp, because the beta won't really bug the shrimp, you know, as far as I know.
Yeah, you could do 2 guppies, or get like high-end endlers, like from LR Brett's. He's got some cool tigers, stuff like that. I really like the oranges on those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's weird. My 130 is like base dimensions of a 120, but just 2 inches taller.
Yeah.
6 feet by 18, I think, by 24. 22.
Kyle says my 100 is like 5 feet, 1.5 deep, 2.2 feet tall. Yeah. Ronnie Cole says, "Oh, okay, cool. I was thinking the beta would mess with the shrimp. As far as I know, they won't. But I don't know." Danny's Aquarium says, "I gotta go. Brian, I contacted you on Facebook or on Messenger. Bye. All right, check Messenger in a minute."
So my dimensions are 72 inches long, 18 inches deep, and 22 inches tall. Because a 125 is normally 21. You add an inch on that base, add 5 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nice, though, on those tanks with that 6 foot by 18 inch. Every inch is a gallon. So you could basically, if you wanted to, mark on the side of your tank each inch is 5 gallons. So you know, oh, I did a 10-gallon water change today, or I did a 15 or 30 or whatever.
Hmm.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie, it depends on what kind of beta you get. Not necessarily species-wise, but they're kind of like people. They have different temperaments. Honestly, you could probably find some female betas that are more angry than male betas that will kill male betas.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Just depending.
Everything.
Like,
Except
some are just evil. So, yeah, go look at the KylesWildWorld suggested chili rasporas, which is Barreris. Go look at all the Barreris species. If you want to be super high end, cool, go get the not emerald. Go get the raspora that Rachel O'Leary has. I'll pull them up. They're like this thought to be extinct species, but she got them in and was like, "Whoa, I didn't know that these were actually still around." They are called. Where are they at? Doesn't look like she has them up anymore.
maybe she sold out of them right away.
Yeah, I think she sold out of. I know it's like some fungi. Yeah, Raspora, some fungi. Friggin' stigma. Here, I'll post a link. This is like the fish. It's super. I think they're super cool, but that's just because I was a little Raspora nerd for a year or two. So KG said 240 with overflows drilled on each side for. So are these gallons per hour? 1100 or basically 700 for the tank alone? What would you choose? Depends. If I was keeping Frontosa, I'd probably do the smaller one just because I know they don't like a lot of current. If I was doing other Africans like Mbuna, Haps, Peacocks, I'd do the other one. If I was doing like a river tank like Hillstream, obviously the other one. Just depends, kind of. So Danny said he's got to go, but he contacted you on Facebook, Brian.
Yep, I'm talking to him right now.
I got a question or two. Dude, I want a 240.
All right. I'd love to get a 240 when I actually hold on.
We're both on our phones.
Yeah, right. 240 with overflows. You already read that anyways, right?
Yeah. I just would ask, what are you going to keep in it? And are you doing flow, obviously, for a sump?
Yeah, I would assume so. Overflows for a sump.
And I've never done a sump before. I've done basically every other filter. I have a sponge filter outside, a canister on the 55, hang on back on the 10. What else? The internal sponge. I don't know if that makes any sense. So it's got a turbine on the top, like a power head basically, and then the sponge is on the bottom, so it sucks through the sponge. What else? Done is under gravel filters.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a waste of time. Unless you're doing it for specific reasons, like in a shrimp tank. You want to get the food to go down, and situations they're good. I've just never had a reason to use them. I think they're just disasters waiting to happen. If you don't break down your tank every 2 years, you could have disastrous problems.
What, with the under gravel water filter?
Yeah, under gravel filter, and it's hard to gravel vac. And I like to keep sand, so obviously that's out the window with me keeping sand.
Not necessarily. If you get pea gravel and line the top of it in the different courses of gravel, you can put like a 2 inches base of that, and that'll hold most sands up above.
That's
So,
interesting, yeah.
because honestly, I use a lot of play sand in my tanks, and I'll mix, you know, like pea-sized gravel, different sizes of gravel from, you know, 1/8 of an inch all the way up to, you know, 1 inch, 2 inches in there with the sand, play sand. And believe it or not, that gravel will hold that play sand back, because eventually some of it will make its way through, but then it's going to settle back at the top, and then you'll build that layer, and nothing's going to really get through that gravel until you start moving that gravel around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wanna rebuke Fish Tropic because he goes, 240s are awesome. What can't you keep in it? Mabu Puffer, you need a bigger tank. That's like the one.
Honestly, it depends on the layout of the 240 too. You
Yeah,
can have a really big footprint that's the less tall tank. You know what I mean?
they need the vertical space though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just messing with you, Fish Tropic. So KG says it's 8 feet long. I just have to get rid of the 60 and it'll fit fine. He's just gonna do 2 FX6s on it. So what do you need the overflow for? Are you gonna plumb the? Are you gonna plumb the inputs to the canister filters into the overflow?
No. The intake, the water intake from the overflow. You know what I mean? If you had it drilled. You get what I'm talking about?
The water goes over the overflow, and then
Because the overflow will skin the surface, right? To get all
it
your
either goes all the way down to the bottom, which has a hole in the bottom, or it's one of the hang-on backs, which just goes over, or it's drilled through the back. So, like, I'm kind of wondering what it is.
Yeah. Ronnie Cole asks, have either you done a native fish to your area? I'm looking into it. Seems like it'd be cool for you, Captain. Good learning experience for your
Nope, can't do it here.
experience for your school kiddos.
Yep, super illegal here, although I've kept, I think I had a bass once, but
California, it's illegal. I don't know how much of Washington, but I know certain parts of Washington it's illegal.
it's all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I might be able to do like bluegill or pumpkin seed or any of the non-native fish, but I doubt it.
Yeah. The reason that they don't want you doing that is they don't want you thinking it's okay to catch the fish, then go release it after it's been in captivity for so many amount of years and yada, 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 yada. So many stipulations.
But the thing is, I get what you're saying on it, and Nick, but at the same time, if you catch a fish from the wild, it's still going to have those wild instincts. Even if you only keep the fish for a couple years and then you return it back to the wild, it'll still have those instincts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't have the characteristics.
I mean, I'm tempted just to catch up, some bass and put them in my 125. You know what I mean? Smaller bass, and then I'll return them just to have them for a short time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know smallmouth bass will still get, what, a foot long, 16, 18 inches long, some of them.
So KG says he's just getting the tank, and so that's why he's going with the 2 FX6s. He's not doing the overflow. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be fun to do an overflow for me. I've never had one, so.
I got overflows, the ones I've built, but Fish Tropic says the E-hops or shops overflows have look really nice. I've heard a lot of good things about them.
They're great. They have like 12 of them over at the LFS right now for sale. If you want to buy
Smallmouth get over 28 inches. Oh, I don't know. I was just guessing.
25 years in the wild. That's insane.
Yeah. That makes sense. But to get to over 28 inches long for a smallmouth bass, that's going to take probably 10, 15 years, depending.
So roughly 2.5 feet long, almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I know largemouth bass get big because I remember catching a bunch of them up in the Maine Canada border on the St. Croix River. Some of the largemouth basses.
Yeah.
Huge, man. Huge.
They also get really fat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
I mean, one of the largemouth basses, I have a picture of it. I swear the thing from the bottom of it to the top of it with the fins down was at least 1.5 feet tall. You know what I mean? The thing was like...
Have you ever known your beta?
Huh? Massive.
Have you ever known a beta to eat a snail?
If they're small enough and it can fit in their mouth, I don't see why not. I've never seen one do it.
You know what's funny is mine ate the bigger snail. He doesn't mess with the small snails. He leaves them alone.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, Fish Tropic, because they can go colder, but they don't necessarily like love it, and then they breed later in life. So it makes them live longer, but the growth rate is slower. So they might even be able to get to bigger sizes in like Canada, because I know you're in Canada, I think.
Oh, yeah, the largemouth bass where I was catching them on St. Croix River, it's as far in Maine as you can go along the Canada border, and literally you got to make sure you have a fish license because Mounties have been known to come out of the woods, and if you're in the Canada side, they'll actually check your license, you know what I mean, your fishing license and all that stuff. But some of those, like that one bass, no joke, had to have been, I want to say, almost 3 feet long and 1.5 feet tall, but he was round.
Yeah. I just jumped over to Tim's stream and he says he needs some help identifying a cichlid.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Let me see it is basically what I said. I said, give me a picture.
Right?
Fish Tropic says, I've caught fish over 20 years old, so when you catch a big fish, you should always throw them back. Those sluggers make other sluggers. Yeah, honestly, fish I catch, when I go fishing, I always catch and release. You know?
Yep. I think it was, who's the channel that I just started to subscribe to? I can't remember. But he does a bunch of stuff. He's got the Columbia 2016 series going on.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Is it Rob Hicks?
Yeah. No, it's not Rob Hicks. It's Tim something. He's one of the masters.
Tim's Animals?
No, it's not Tim. It's one of the guys that's named, has a lot of fish that he's named from going to different countries.
Oh, I know who you're talking. Come on, out of your brain.
Someone that said he'll probably never come on and start a YouTube channel because he's too busy and he has way too much knowledge or whatever. You know what I mean? Not like it's beneath him, but he's an older guy, older gentleman.
Yeah.
Actually, Jason might know who we're talking about. The guy that's named a lot of different cichlids after himself from going to the different places.
I'm going through it now trying to find out which one it is. Ted Judy.
Yeah, Ted Judy. I knew it was a T. I knew it was a T.
So he's doing some cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
why I got onto his.
Judy doesn't post all the time, though.
Yeah, they're really nice videos, though, so.
Yeah. Yep. Greg Sage, Ted Judy. Yeah, it's Ted Judy.
It's, you're not Rick. Yeah.
Ugh. Wow, almost 2 o'clock my time.
Yeah, it's almost 11.
Oh.
Same, almost
I
11.
want to. Oh, Fish Tropic says I want a cylinder tank, but it's so expensive. What are you gonna keep in a cylinder tank though? Besides
Jellyfish.
Huh?
Jellyfish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only thing I could think of for, unless it's a really massive cylinder tank.
They just did a cylinder tank the other day that is like, I want to say it's 100-gallon. It might just be a 90, but they did it freshwater. I said that's such a waste in my eyes, but because you could do so much more with that space in saltwater, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, but for what they were doing it for, I get it. I totally get it. Because they're mixing both worlds. They're mixing amphibians and fish in there. So they're doing frogs.
That's cool.
I'd always, the cylinder tank. Me, I wouldn't want to have it straight up and down. I want to put it sideways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd see your normal like 55-gallon, lengthwise or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Fish Tropic says jellyfish. No, thank you. Yeah, right.
Scarred. No.
Oh, KG Cichlid says Nick was a crack up earlier. I'll tell you what.
Oh, was I?
Uh-huh.
Good.
Fish Tropic sideways cylinder. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Now I can't get back to your stream. I can't find it.
What's that?
It's not in the main.
My
I
stream?
went to Tim's. Yeah, I was checking Tim's real quick. Oh, there we are. I just had to click the back button again.
Fish Tropic says they have contained unit for those jellyfish. Keep them bouncing around. Yeah, you need a lot of upwards flow so the jellyfish can keep their shape,
Mm-hmm. You know what? Other than jellyfish, I could think of another thing to put in there, and it's also saltwater. Octopus.
Yeah. You could probably put some eels in there, smaller eels in a cylinder tank, depending on what the size of the cylinder is,
Yeah, it was. I could put my arms around it, so it's obviously not that big, but it's big enough.
Fish Tropic said if you guys had to pick one plant, one fish to breed for profit, what would it be? For profit fish, I'd probably stick with guppies. And one plant. I know it grows slow, but honestly, I'd probably just grow a shit ton of Java moss.
We were talking about this in another stream earlier, what we would grow for profit. I'd do shrimp and definitely Java fern because I know how to grow those fast.
I just typed it out. I said a rare pleco, probably red tiger or blue panox. I really like the blue panox. I've never seen them in person, so maybe they're not as great as I've seen them, but I think they're pretty cool. I don't know. I'm just getting into plecos now.
Yeah.
Bob's got me hooked. I'm gonna go up and beat him up.
Honestly, since I was a kid, I always liked plecos. I don't know what it was about them, but I always liked them.
I'm gonna have to go kick Bob in the shins.
Fish Tropic says, "What are your thoughts on breeding clownfish? Aren't there
It's
enough
an alright
clownfish out
idea.
there?"
If I did it, I'd want to make some sort of hybrid and get one of like maybe each kind and try it in a few different tanks. You know what I mean? See who paired up with who. But that's just me. Again.
Fish Tropic says, "Don't worry, guys. I will be shipping out my gold nuggets when I get some babies. That'll be good." KG Cichlid says, is it true octopus don't live long in captivity?"
Yeah, they only have a lifespan of usually 1 to 3 years.
It all depends on what size tank and how much filtration you have,
That
too.
too. That too. Where's the Pleco go? I told you guys I have another African who has a mouthful of eggs, right?
Oh, really?
No.
What'd you get?
Yeah.
It is a yellow lab, I believe, and it has a black stripe on top. So
Got a pregnant female then?
yeah,
Who's the male? Or do you have any idea?
it's either the yraheta or this Metroclima pyracinosis.
Oh, yeah. I definitely... Who was it? Or what was it? I don't know if it was Yellow Lab and Iratus that bred. I think it was an Iratus and a zebra. And they turned out pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fish Tropic says, yellow labs are so easy to breed. Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta get some more yellow labs. I might get some from Jeremy instead of buying.
I want to get a 30 that would stretch further, like a little further down that way. You know what I mean? And but then I'd have to double up the wood and probably build a stand that can hold all this extra weight. But if I do it, these guys will have a bigger home.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with a bigger home for fish.
Who's going to get a bigger hump?
Bigger home. Bigger home.
Home, okay. I'm like, we're not talking about flower horn right now, are we? Unless I totally missed what you guys were talking about.
Oh, I don't know.
Nick's over there dying for no reason.
You just killed me.
So Fish Tropic says, "So what are your thoughts on breeding saltwater fish for profit? Best fish to breed?"
Easiest fish to breed? Clown.
If I could do it, I would do. Crap, what would I do? The little tiny, not scooter blennies, mandarin gobies. I would do those because those are super cool. But I doubt that they reproduce in captivity.
Not very often. Don't worry, I didn't make it, but I'll pick them all up later. I promise.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what fish to breed. If
Saltwater, either clowns or cardinal, bang-eyed cardinals. I believe that's what it is. That it? Hold up. Let me double check myself.
Christian's a traitor. Christian is in Tim's stream without us. He didn't even stop by and say hello, did he?
No, I don't think so. It's okay.
Yeah, bang-eyed cardinals. That's what I would go with if I was trying to breed something for profit and I wanted something fairly roughly easy, because those are just like Africans behind me. They're mouth breeders and they breed fairly easily. I only know that because they always do those over at the LFS.
Fish Tropic says Cardinals prissy. And Priscilla asked, Brackon, you look sick. Are you okay?
I just typed.
What's that?
I just typed out my response.
Oh,
I said I've been dead lately. I've been doing labor, like actual labor, so that's why I'm all sweaty. It's really nice sheen. That's sweat.
damsels are the guppies of the saltwater world.
Damsels.
I don't
Yeah,
know
that
about
would work too. Damsels.
I'd say
They're talking
damsels.
about domino damsels, aren't they?
I would say damsels are like the tetra or raspora of the saltwater world, because they're a little bit mean and they're grouped a little bit, but you can't really breed damsels very well, can you?
Yeah. Yes and no. It's a hit and miss.
I should have showered and washed my face a little bit more, but I didn't. I shaved and I'm kind of laying down, so it's probably a weird angle. I'm super tired though. Staying up with Tim too late last night and getting up super early. I had something wrong with my brakes. I don't know if, for people that don't know how brakes work, you have two brake pads, and then a caliper that goes like this, and then it squeezes the pads. The wheel is basically right here, and it squeezes down on the wheel, and that's what stops you when you obviously hit the brakes. And so there's two screws that hold the caliper together, basically in position, so that you can close and open the caliper to slow down. And one of my screws was missing, and found out what it was super late last night, so I had to go super early this morning before work to go get one, driving a different car, coming back, putting that on, putting the tire back on, going to work. So it was an early morning and a late night.
Yeah.
No bueno.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, but I think I'm going to cut this at 2. So if Nick wants to stream or something else, feel free. Or if you
I
want
might
to,
actually.
I'm this. I have to get back in the swing of things.
I know you're sick, so it's all right.
Yeah. Well, plus I'm almost done with my beer, so. Super hardy, yes, but clowns I think are guppies.
Yeah, kind of. But they sell them over at the store for like, depending on the clown, they sell their maroons for around $60, and they're white. I want to call it a white Ocellaris for around the same price. So there you go. What does that tell you? They're breeding those most definitely in that store.
They're breeding what now?
Maroons.
Yeah, I don't think maroons are hard to breed. I wouldn't imagine. They're just larger fish. So you're going to leave here in 6 minutes, Savage?
Yeah.
Okay, then. I'll cut out early.
Huh?
I'm just going to cut out early and head over to Tim's because I want to see this fish.
Okay.
And then get to bed.
That's fine. I was.
Great to
Yeah,
have you
black
back,
clowns
Will.
are hella expensive. He's right.
I mean, I might. What I'm probably gonna do is go lay down in my bed, to be honest, and I'll probably just watch some other streams for a little bit and then go to bed. You know.
So, question: Are we gonna try and find Chaz and see if we can bring him back.
Well,
as well.
Chaz is at school. He said once his schooling's done, he'll be back.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, because he's in his last semester.
Okay.
He's supposed to be graduating this summer, I think.
I was wondering about that, so. Okay. Cool.
Post the link before you go, Brackon.
The link to Tim's?
Yeah.
Here, hold up. I'll grab it.
Okay. You can do it.
Nick, unless you're going to start streaming. I mean.
Nick's got it.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
I don't mind sharing other people's links. I just don't like appreciate it when people post people's links on my videos
Without asking, you know?
Yeah. Because that shit gets annoying.
Yeah.
Just a personal opinion.
Fish Tropic asks, what happened to Chaz? Yeah, he's at school full time, and then he's got, you know, his baby mama and his kid to take care of, so that's why he's not been around lately. But I know once he's done with school, he's planning on coming back pretty regularly. So, but I don't know. I haven't been around for a couple weeks, so I don't know if anything's changed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to cut out Brian.
All right.
So I'll catch you sometime later. And you also have me on Facebook now. So.
Yep. All right, Nick. Take it easy. Thank you.
You know where to catch me.
Yep. I'm just going to start wrapping this up anyways. Thanks to Nick the Dick, Brackon for coming in, Jeremy or Sergeant Tanks for stopping in tonight. Have a good night, everyone. I will. My goal is to be back on tomorrow night after work. It depends on what time the guy gets in that replaces me. Sometimes he's a half hour late, 45 minutes. But I may come home and stream for an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And I'm going to build myself back up. It depends on how I feel tomorrow. So, all right. Well, have a good night, everyone. Cheers. I'll catch you probably in Tim's stream or Nick's stream. I'll just hang out, chat with you guys. So everyone have a good night. Take it easy, Nick.
Night, bro.